Okay, great. I'd like to call this meeting to order this morning at 9:02. And we'll get started on our agenda. First thing we need to do is approve this agenda. Can I get a motion to approve this agenda?
Move to approve.
Second.
Anybody oppose the agenda? Okay, the agenda has been approved unanimously. Okay, on to item, well, first I'd like to ask Deanna, who is here from our homeowners?
All
Do we
right,
have
it
any-
looks,
Not home builders, but homeowners.
yes.
Okay,
It looks like we have 4 Midnight Circle here, Frank. Item number 6,
item 6 is Frank, you said?
yes. Item 6, what's that,
Okay.
4 Midnight Circle?
Yeah,
We have 19 Green Hill, which is item number, hold on.
that's item number 24.
Okay, that's new construction.
Oh, that's, okay, I thought I saw Roy Martin here. He was here, here he is.
Oh, there he is, yes.
And what item was he here for? I know it's a paint.
He is,
Wonder what address that one was or what item number.
item 15, 3 Pine Drop Place.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Diana Buck for item number 8, 27 Inlet Circle.
Okay. All right, might as well start with, we're gonna start with item number 6 on our agenda. It'll be 4 Midnight Court. And so what we try to do is do the attendees that are here first. And we try to get them out of the way and let the homeowners go on about their day, and then we'll go on to the new construction, and then we'll go back to our regular agenda items. So item number 6, 4 Midnight Court, tree request. And I gotta turn my light on to see my own notes, so bear with me a second.
The item 6 or 7? I think it's 7.
It's on item number 6 on mine, 4 Midnight Court. Unless I have an older one, I have both of them as item number 6. Is it item 7?
I have it on 7, yeah. From the September 2nd agenda.
Oh, that's, is that correct, Deanna?
I apologize. Yes, it would be 7.
7, okay, I'm changing mine. Mine does say 6, so I'm all as we go through this today, and we'll see where we catch back up. I still have item number 1 is 50 Windward. Is that correct?
I'm sorry?
Is item number 150 Windward?
It's number 2 because item 1 is the approval of the agenda.
Correct.
Okay, all right, good. So all of them are going to be up 1. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, great. So item number 7, 4 Midnight Court. We have a tree request. I'm gonna have to go back and, it's 4 Midnight Court.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Georgine.
I'd like to know how close trees 2 and 3 are to the house.
Can we have that homeowner respond? Deanne, can you bring the homeowner on?
Yes, doing that right now. Sorry. Frank, you should be allowed to speak.
Can you hear me?
You
Yes.
can.
Okay, so the lot line is 25 feet away. So those things, the big leaf farthest away, I believe that's number 3, is probably like 22 feet. And the other tree is, like 2 feet closer, 3 feet closer.
Right.
So on the evergreen, the branches are probably extending out to within 4 to 5 feet of my deck.
Now that's, so tree number 1, if I recalled correctly, that was a big leaf maple, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and that one is the one closest to your deck, I thought, the one it was kind of overhanging part of your deck, some of the branches.
Exactly.
Okay. So 2 and 3 are about 20 plus feet away from your property.
Well,
right?
yeah, I mean, like I say, the lot line is 25.
Right.
Has the county already approved your permits? Because these are all significant trees, right?
They are.
Yeah, and the county, so I actually turned in the their determination the day after the meeting got canceled last time. We actually got it on the day of, but I didn't get it in my possession until that day. So you've got copies of that, and they actually approved it conditionally he wasn't sure when he came out and inspected that the trees were actually on my lot. When the contractor I've working with turned it in, he didn't actually give them a site plan with the trees located. So that was his only concern, was that it's approved as long as the trees are on my lot.
Well, I don't have any other questions. So I'll move to approve if nobody else has questions.
We have any other discussion on the trees? The only thing I had an issue with it, to me, two of them weren't close enough to be considered a fire danger by themselves. Usually our rule is within 10 feet of the home. And they were far past that. However, if we approved one of the trees to be removed in the cluster of the 2, the other one would be left all alone. And that could be an issue. I myself was hoping that you would have had an arborist report with these stating that the trees did need to be come down and there was some threat with the trees. But I didn't see that. That's just my opinion on it. Anybody else have any discussion on it?
I'll move we approve as submitted.
Okay, we have a motion to approve and a second. I take
Second.
it. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous then. I can't see everybody here for some reason. Let me see if, there we go. Justin, did you give it a yay or nay on that?
I gave a yay.
Okay, it's all in favor. That's unanimous. They have been approved to be removed based on receival of county permit. Okay, Deanna, you got that one?
Yes.
So you must obtain a county permit prior to removal. And we got that taken care of. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Same to you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, we are gonna go on to item number 8. We have this homeowner here, or excuse me, it'll be item number 9 now. It'll be 27 Inlet Circle. And this is an exterior alteration request.
I'll move to approve as submitted.
Second.
Any question on the paint? I have a little issue with the paint being charcoal.
Yeah, I submitted that as charcoal originally because we had not picked the exact color. I did forward along the exact color we picked, which was iron ore. I can
Oh,
give you the Sherwin-Williams number for that.
iron ore, is that not one of our approved colors?
It is not one of the approved colors. It's very close to one you're approved, but it is not.
And what's your trim color gonna be?
The trim color was also in that email. I'm trying to dig up the exact email to give you guys the exact number. It will be Sherwin-Williams Banyan Brown. I can
Is
throw these-
the iron ore, is that the 7069? Is that the color code?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I just put the two of them in the chat.
I know we've gone through iron ore before. Is that,
It's a gray.
okay, good. Okay, I think we had Gene, you moved to approve as submitted? Was that correct?
I do.
And who seconded that?
I did. I second.
Okay, Richard seconded. Okay, all in favor? Chad?
Right.
Okay, it sounds unanimous. All in favor, passes by unanimous. All right, you
Right,
are
great.
good to go. Thank you.
Great. Thanks. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Okay, on to item number, I guess it'd be 16 now. I'm gonna change my numbers as we're going here. 3 Pine Drop Place, exterior alteration request. It's a paint. And Roy you can bring Roy on, Deanna, if you'd like.
Yeah, he should be able to speak.
Hey, Roy.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no worries. Appreciate you resubmitting this again. Anybody have any comments or questions about the paint color? All right, I'll have my only comment. And I know, Roy, it's bad. I know we've talked a little bit about this out there. I don't find that a subdued color that you're proposing out there. And I was wondering which trim you were going to be looking at. I know you had one side painted white with the white trim and the other side painted with the black trim.
It's not black, it's the Galaxy. You have the samples. I gave you both there's a photo attached, and also I brought by the what do you call them, the chip or whatever.
Oh, I didn't see your chips. They're probably at the office.
Yeah, 2117-20. So they're in the same color line. They harmonize really nicely.
Yeah, that was just my 2 cents. So, I don't know if anyone else had any comments or suggestions on the paint, concerns.
Well, we're looking at the Benjamin Moore 156, the HC 156.
No, the 2117-30 is the main color, and the 2117-20 is the trim color.
All right, I'm just looking at them now.
It's kind of like looked to me a little purple color, like a dark
Yeah.
purple. On the house.
It's a little purplish. It's a dark kind of grayish purplish.
Yeah, I see it. And then you're gonna do the trim with the Galaxy, which is a darker color, right?
Correct.
17, 20.
I'm still trying to get to my papers. Yes, there's so many papers this time.
So you approved previously a blue, and I put it up there, and I thought it was a little too intense. So this is less intense than that. I think it blends in beautifully. It goes really nicely with the tree trunks, which are brown, obviously.
I like the blue better. Dang.
Yeah, it's blue. So he previously submitted, and we did approve the blue, even though a couple of us at the time are not huge blue fans, but he did get that approved, and then changed. He resubmitted as he'd like to change the color. He put the blue up there. Didn't think it looked appropriate, and so he wanted to go with this the purple. So that was the only thing with me, Roy, was that it's like a dark purple. It's very dark, and I don't find that as a subdued color. that I know we've upgraded with our Northwest paints this year. It would have been great. Could you have gotten one of those, picked one of those out? We would have been pre-approved. We wouldn't have to have any conversation on it. But hey, we are a committee, so it's up to their opinions as well as how they feel it blended in with the surrounding areas.
Yeah, I mean,
Roy, are you gonna do the garage door with your trim color or with your house color?
I was thinking, and actually, I'm glad you mentioned it because I maybe have to ask for an approval. I mean, I was actually thinking of doing that in a, like, make it look like wood. Like a dark wood. I thought that would be really attractive.
Well, I think the colors work well together. I think when you look at them together, at least on my computer screen, they don't clash. And I think you're right. There is a little tinge of purple to the body color. I'd be worried that your trim would get lost in the color just because they're both so similar. But the garage door, I think, as I recall, needs to be either the body or the trim color.
If it has to be one or the other, I would go with the body color.
Yeah, we recommend the body color, although it can be a different, you know, if you submitted something, you could do something different on there, but we try to have it be the body color.
So I would do, I mean, if I decide to do something different with the garage doors, I'd come back and submit a request.
Any comments on which trim looked better? I assume you put them there for us to decide whether a black or a white, or which one were you going to, ebony or whatever it was, galaxy?
I was doing that so my wife and I could see them in various lighting conditions, see them when it's raining, see them when it's sunshine, see them at night.
Sure.
We wound up deciding that we didn't like the white at all. We liked the dark.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll be better with any mold or anything that grows too. It's a little easier to clean off and hide. Okay, well, if there's no more discussion, I'll move to approve.
Second.
Okay, all in favor of the Chad?
I have to defer. I'm on another call right now.
Okay, no worries. Thank you. All right, so it's approved. Although my comment will stay, it's very dark. It's not subdued. I hope it does blend in when you're all done. And it looks better than how I can imagine it. And believe me, I spent some time looking at it. I drove by a couple times and I was like, that is just a very dark color, especially with the dark trim. But the committee approved it. It's the way it goes. Hey, I did have one other comment though, Roy. I noticed your rear chimney, like off that stove in the back, it's sticking up like 25 feet in the air and it's just pipe.
That's been, that was approved. I brought that before the committee years ago and you guys approved it.
Wow, that's amazing because our own rules state that anything higher than I think it was 8 feet or something had to be in a chimney.
Yeah, I know. I got an exception made back then. I brought it before you guys for that reason because I didn't want to have trouble later.
Yeah. I'd worry in a friggin' earthquake. That thing didn't come down. I did see you had a double strap though, so that was good. But yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, I never seen one stick up that high before. And I used to own a fireplace business, so
Yeah, it was because we didn't have great draw that we needed to go very high.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you very much, Roy. I appreciate it. You've been approved.
Thank you, Keith.
All right. Have a good
Thanks,
day.
everyone. You too.
All right. Let me check that one off. Okay, our next homeowner that's here is for item number 25, which will be, it was 19. No, that's not correct then.
Oh, that's new construction.
Yeah, it's new construction. Okay. All right, so now we are actually going to head into new construction. Roy, you can take Roy off now. Thank you, Deanna. All right, we are going to head on to our new construction part, and this I hand over to Joel, and Joel will be walking us through each one of these. Hopefully we'll go quickly and we'll have not a lot of questions. Okay, Joel.
Alrighty. Which one do you want to start with?
Whatever attendees you have here first, we can, I always like to go through those first, so they're not waiting.
Sure.
forever.
Let's start with maybe the ones that I don't feel need much discussion or any at all. Let's start with Tanya Zaboya. It says 18 Western Lane. This is item number 30 on the agenda. I'll get my screen share up here.
Is it gonna be 30 or 31? So I have it on
Oh.
30. I have it on 30 at this one. Yeah, okay. I have two. I have one on my computer I'm looking at, and then I'm looking at one here. My one up on the computer does show 30. So, all right. Sorry to interrupt.
No worries. Yeah, mine shows 30. 18 Western Lane. Tanya is here, and I believe Katie Greenman is also here, I think, as an attendee. They're both part of this project.
They both should be allowed to speak.
Thank you. We're here. Thanks.
All right, let's get started. I just have to share my whole screen here. All right, so you can see my excuse me. You can see my reports up in the Google Drive here. Really not. There's as I go. So I go through. So for the new folks here, I go through a checklist. That's part of my contract, and as we review these projects, and I look for the things and make sure they're all on the site plans and they're aligned with ACC policies. If they're not, then I let the builder know. Here's the items to address, and generally they'll come back with some revised plans that, depending on how fast their designer can turn things around. Sometimes it's days, sometimes it's a week and a half, 2 weeks. And I write up a little report here and upload that with all the files in the Google Drive. This project only had 2 items on my checklist, and they were minor issues. And they've come back and addressed those already. So I have no issues here. We meet the height definition. Driveway slope is good. Property coverage, open space is great. These are probably the best plans I've seen all year in terms of checklist items. There is some wetlands mitigation occurring on the adjacent lot, which they also, I think they're waiting on the county critical assessment permit to come through. I don't know. Tanya, has that come through yet? You're good to go?
Yeah, unfortunately, well, we've got approved for the stormwater portion, but the wetland is still being held up by the person there. So hopefully we'll have approval soon, but we're just trying to get our ducks in a row. So hopefully everything will go smoothly after.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else can I talk about on this one? That's mostly it. Nothing really. The spec sheet on this one is in the application here. So and a couple of these, they come with I guess, so they're not pre-approved ACC colors, because, is that right? Or are they? Are these
these are the actual hardy site plank, right? This is the color they come in.
from the factory?
I don't have a problem with the colors myself. I think they're fine. They're very nice. I don't see an issue with that. I don't know how everyone else feels, but
okay.
Sounds like it's a non-issue.
Mm-hmm.
That's mostly it. So we did a site visit. I got something else to show you.
Yeah, very cool looking house. Joel, on the height.
Yeah.
I don't mean to take you off track. You can go ahead.
No worries.
See what you're doing. The height, I know we were really close on this one. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see here. Let me pull out my plans.
I know you got some issues with wetlands too. You kind of got pushed to the side and.
Mhm.
So what do we have for the height? 29.8 or 29, yeah, 29.8 feet. I think it is, I think we did have a. Let's see, did we have? I don't always mark it if they are showing that dimension or not.
Yeah, it's on the elevation sheet,
Which,
upper right, south elevation.
but I do usually, run my ruler through here and check it out as well.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just trying to tuck a bedroom up there, so we went as high as we could to get them as much ceiling height there as possible.
Yep, there it is.
All right.
29, you're at 29, 10 inches, but
Okay.
so we're there. We're tall, we're tall and small.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of the lot had wetlands on it, so made the adjustments. Okay. I'm sorry, you can go back and show us what you were going to show us, a picture or something.
Oh, that was it, right? I was looking for the elevations. I'm looking for just the file that has my calculations on it, but usually but I don't. It's missing from my box of files here. Well, they've got it listed as 29 feet. Is that 10 inches?
Yeah.
So for those of you who are new here, there's two height definitions. You can take it from the lowest height. Sorry, the lowest grade, 5 feet from the wall, and it can be 30 feet from that point. And that's the finished grade, or we can do 20 feet tall. Generally, that's from the highest grade, and that's 10 feet from the structure. So on sloped lots, then you can have two different. You can build a home and have it be tall on one end, but still meet the height requirement on the uphill side. So we do. I don't have any issues with height here. I mean, we're in the threshold.
Yeah. Providing they graded absolutely perfect.
Yeah. But new tool thing I wanted to show you too is so I've got a 360-degree camera, so I've been going out and taking photos of all the sites, during before our meetings, and you can see, kind of get a view. So if you don't get a chance to get around the lot and make a visit, cool. I've been out there, and we got trees ribboned.
So are those your photos then on this drive that I was looking at?
These photos right here that you're seeing are not, these are not the ones. I don't think these are the ones on the drive. Let me check.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna check.
These ones you need a special program to look and view. Yeah, the photos that are up here in the drive are just taken on my regular phone.
Okay. Could you just wear a helmet with a GoPro and spin?
Close. It's got a tripod and you have to hold it really, really still. But it's
pretty neat.
Yeah, it's a neat tool.
Yeah, they make gimbal 360-degree cameras for hard hats so that guys can walk through our job sites and do job walks with them.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Anyway, another little cool tool, but this one's great. I really don't have any issues with this one. Just waiting for the wetlands mitigation to come through.
How are we doing on landscape plan on this? I did not I gotta get back here myself.
So landscape plan.
And does it match the stormwater system and so forth? I know that was an issue we were having.
Mhm. Let's see. So
The
here's our
stormwater system is under the driveway.
Mhm. Yep. We got location, placement, description of plants, and rock features. Got the plants. Oops. So here's our legend.
All right, what do we got for tree removal?
Tree removal, we've got, let's see, did I mark them on the,
There's one broken tree and one right next to it where the proposed garage is. And they're connected. So those are the only two trees that are coming down.
Mhm.
Those two. One's broken in half and fallen into the lot. We want to keep all the trees. We're trying to build around them, basically.
Yeah, those are the only trees that I think were flagged too.
Those, yeah, I saw you had a couple ribbons. That's where I was just curious, and no others. All right. How about where your stormwater is going? Everything else is going to be fine. Let me go back to that. Yeah, that site plan. Blow that up. Good.
Yep, underwater, under driveway stormwater.
Nice. Yeah. The turnaround's fine. Okay. Anybody have any questions on this?
Oop. Looks very thoroughly planned out.
Can I get a motion?
I move to approve.
Second,
Who seconded that? Chad?
Chad, yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
I,
No, I can't see Joe Jean. There we go. Okay, sorry. Okay, it looks like it was unanimous on the condition. You're working through the county wetland mitigation, so obviously pending that.
Yes. Thank you very much for all your help. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for the awesome plans and your attentive detail for the trees, trying to keep as many as you can. I appreciate that.
Definitely doing that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
You have a
Katie.
good day.
Have a good day. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, that was, why'd I have 19 Green Hill? This is 18 Western. Okay. All right, Joel.
All right, let's jump to another one. I think it'll be easy. 10 Caddy Lane. This is item, I have it, it's item number 27 on the agenda.
Item 27.
So let's see here. So this one, and we do have Chad Schmidt here from Rubicon to address any questions.
Good morning, Chad. Thank you for attending.
Good morning.
All right, so here's the report. This report, we are at the 30-foot height limit. But we do meet it. Driveway slope is good, property coverage is good, open space is good. They've fixed a bunch of issues, and we do have some comments here about where to find those issues. Those come from the builder. We do have a nice flat lot here. So little things like the driveway section being scaled, right? It's at quarter equals 1 foot. I'm not worried about it. If it's right, that's more detail than what the policy calls for. And the site plan has 1 foot contour lines, right? Our ACC policies calls for 2 foot, but more detail is, I don't have an issue with it. So this was originally, I think, done by a different designer, and then it fell into Chad's hands and he had to make some modifications. I'll show you what the site looks like. So this is gate 1. So a couple of houses on either side. It's flat. Pond across the other. Pond across the road. Trees are marked.
That's a lot of trees.
Mm-hmm. Here it is from the road. So I don't know if you're able to visit all the sites, but if you're not, now it does start to slope down near the back of the lot there. But for the most part, it's quite a flat lot here. Let's see.
Yeah, I know it is.
Yeah, and so it's nice because we don't have to have concerns about retaining walls and excavations.
Yeah. We're still taking out a lot of trees.
So you can see the tree removal.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense now.
Yeah. We're gonna keep some trees up in the front.
All the setbacks are good.
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, setbacks. So setbacks side to side are 5 feet on either side, which is the, like, we're right there. 5 feet is the minimum. The front, we're at 20. The rear is 29. Eaves are 1 foot and 4 inches. So I don't have any issues with this. Let's see. Let me get the spec sheet up in here.
What did your check shit? What was the lot coverage on this one?
Lot coverage,
I can't find your sheet.
33.9. And there's 59% of open space remaining.
Did those plans show where the stormwater was going to be located?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was something that I had to send back to him. Is it on this one?
Yeah,
So
because
we
I'm
did-
just thinking with it flat, it's probably behind the house somewhere, right?
It's up in front.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, here's our stormwater.
We have to daylight into the pond, so we had to put it up front.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. The county did not want it going down that hillside.
Yeah, that was my concern, was the drop off on the back, because I've seen a few houses where they put them behind and it then starts eroding when it overflows.
It makes all sense not to send it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna just take a look at the spec sheet. I think we're good on colors.
Gray and white.
I mean, so they are Benjamin Moore colors. They're not on the pre-approved list, but
Yeah, they look fine to me,
okay.
but that's just me. Everyone else.
I'm sure you don't want to do a nice bright yellow. Throw it out there.
Yeah. with
How
blue
about a
trim.
fluorescent pink?
Ooh, I don't know if the neighbors would like it, but I would love it.
Golf ball green.
Mhm.
Somebody in Bellingham would love it.
So we got
No,
in
it's-
here. Oh, go ahead.
No, it all looks good.
Yeah, my only concern, we're gonna hear about the trees being removed. That's a lot of trees coming off and people are already concerned about what they're deeming clear cutting and I get it. Your
Mhm.
house and, everybody lives here and trees had to be removed for their houses to be built, but I don't want to take out excess trees just because the opportunity arises. I'm doing new construction, but it looks like all your trees, can you go back to the tree removal plan?
Yeah, it's right in, most of them are within the footprint of the house.
Yeah, that's, wait till he gets it up here. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's, and I get it. The community does not see this, right? So they don't get to see, hey, the footprint of the house, you're well within your lot coverage rights and all your rules or you're abiding by the rules and guidelines. And I was trying to think, the house is supposed to fit the lot. And you build your house that way, reducing the house size, I can't see really making a big difference in the amount of trees in this one that's gonna have to be removed. Yeah, so I mean, that would be my only concern. I don't know if anybody else has any concerns or questions about that.
Is there a landscaping plan? Just for
Don't have
afterwards?
it on here. We do have the, let's see. He's got the storm one. I know he's got the. We do have it filled out. Of course. It's upside down, but he's gonna replant 13 trees, right?
Yep, 13 trees and 52 shrubs that are recognized through the Whatcom County
Yeah.
Association or Natural Resource.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, yeah.
There's gonna be tree replanting and then.
I think it was on that plan. That plan you had
The one I.
one up
Yeah, you put, yeah, right there.
right there.
Oh, yeah. Plants, locations, 13 new trees, 52 shrubs. All disturbed areas to be replanted in native landscape with mulch and new trees, bushes per Whatcom County plant schedule.
Perfect.
No yard on this house.
That's quite a slope in the back there. Was it about 20 feet in elevation?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, can I get a motion on this project?
I'd like to know what color the garage door is. The picture was of white.
Yeah, so part of our conversation is, and that the garage door color should equal the body color. It says unless otherwise ACC approved. So they do have it proposed to be white, is that correct?
It's the trim color. It matches the
color.
trim.
So it's not the color of the body of the house.
Yeah, he's asking for somewhat of a variance on this one to paint the garage doors white and not the same body color as the house. And we can't allow that if we all deem that that's appropriate with this house color.
Mhm.
I think a lot of the houses do that now anyways.
Yeah.
That's the problem. House people keep painting it white because that's the way they come from the factory, but that's not what the guidelines say.
Yeah.
Are those the type of doors that you're gonna put in, the decorative doors with the,
Exactly.
okay,
It meets the look, the architectural look of the
yeah,
kind of the Northwest Farm, Northwest look to fit it within the architectural look to match
yeah, I see.
the black hardware and everything on it.
Well, does ACC want to approve or deny the garage door being white?
I don't have a problem with it just because it's a more decorative door. It's not just a standard flat garage door with no windows or decorative accents. I
And it's
mean,
matching the trim. Yeah, I'm okay with it too, but we need, myself, I think it looks nice on this particular color of the house. If the color was a different body color, I might have a problem with garage doors being all white, but I think this would look nice.
I don't have a problem. I was just curious.
All right, do we have a motion on the garage paint color, garage door paint color?
I think what he needs to do is submit a variance for the garage door. So we could move to approve it. And then he just needs to submit the variance for the approval of the garage door, and we could just say that it'll be approved with that submittal.
I think we could approve it right now without the addition of a variance. That's just gonna be more.
Yeah, I think that just adds additional paperwork that's not really needed. If we're all good with it, I don't think we need to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimous then. That has been approved. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and I apologize for not having as good of a set of plans. We did not draw this one or prep this one. We bought it with it already like this and did what we could to. We're going to Rubicon it is what we call it.
Chad, I'm going through that on 2 of the houses I bought from Arrow. So
Yeah,
I feel
we'll
you,
do our
man.
best to make it look really well. Great.
Exactly. Good luck.
Thank you, guys.
All right, let's hop over and do 19 Green Hill.
19.
So this one. And let's see, let me make sure, see if our builder's in here for this one. Yeah, so Sergey's here.
Isn't that the same one we just looked at?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not there yet. I'm checking the builder.
Oh, okay.
So Sergey's here for 19 Green Hill. So on this one, most things look good. We do have some, I think, a variance in for the height. And then we're a little bit over the property coverage, open space. I think this has been recalculated actually to be, where is it, 36? About 36%. So we're only about 1% over. A lot of those small things have been fixed. Existing home wall lines are not shown, unless it's really close, going to be close to the house. I don't see it as a big deal, and I don't think during a site visit. Let's check it out here. So here's 19 Green Hill, a lot across the street. We've got a newer construction over here on the lot. So we do have our walls, our house. Corners are staked. A little bit of overhang here. Trees are ribboned. Slightly sloping toward the back. A little bit of an older survey, 2005. So that might be something that the ACC would like to discuss. But we do have variances that will need to be approved here. Let's see, but one of the, so something to consider on these variances too, we do have a very small lot. I think it's 3,071 square feet. So one of the challenges here presented by these smaller lots is that a house for the ACC policies needs to have a minimum 1,000 square foot footprint. But then there's also the 35% property coverage rule, so the footprint cannot exceed 35% of the lot. So if you have a 3,000 square foot lot, right, 35% is 1,050 square feet. So it has to be a minimum 1,000 square feet, but it can't be over 1,050. So there's a really small window there. This one, this house footprint, well, this one's a little bit bigger. So we're at 3,071 square feet. 35% of that is 1,075 square feet. And this footprint's measured at 1,165. So just a little bit over. So something to consider when you're discussing the lot coverage. And then for the height, so we do have a taller house here. We do have a variance in for the height. We kind of run into a little bit of the same issues where the minimum square foot of living space has to be 1,000 square feet. We also need to have a garage on for parking. So the bottom floor needs to be so the bottom floor here is a garage, and then we have 2 living floors up above. If we have a 1,000 square foot garage on the bottom as the bottom floor, let's see here, sorry. Let's go to the floor plans. So this is our garage, and basically we've got like laundry room and stairs up. Then our 2 living floors are each going to be, about 1,000 square feet, same as the footprint. So our first living floor here, we've got kitchen, dining room, living room, and then we have bedrooms upstairs. Three bedrooms upstairs and a bathroom. So we, excuse me. So that's part of the reason why the house is tall. And we've got that variance. Does that make sense? It's kind of like they need to have 3 stories here for their house to work.
What's the ceiling height in between floors?
Oh boy. About 8 feet, 8 feet, 1 inch.
9, 8, 8, yeah. Okay.
So something to consider when you're discussing the variances. Do you have a low slope roof?
Yeah, I saw that.
What was the total height?
44.
Yeah, 40. Well, yeah, it depends on where you're measuring from. Definition 1, the 30 feet. So from the bottom is 44. And then definition 2, the 20 feet from the top is 24.75. So you're, if we're going with if we're looking at the 20 foot, they just have to meet one of those height definitions.
Yeah.
We're looking at the 20 foot, then you're only 4 3/4 over.
What does that height do to the neighboring homes next to it?
It's not going to tower over It's not going to tower over this one. So this is the neighboring home
Uphill.
up the hill. Let's take a look here. Let's go
They
back.
don't really have any windows on that side anyway.
Mhm. And so that
Oh.
looks like it's also a 3-story there. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's a significant slope. There's
Yeah.
not a lot you can do, and it is a super small lot. I think they're super small, but
Has the county granted variances for the lot coverage and height?
yeah, what's their total lot coverage?
Total lot coverage. We've got so 50% open space is the rule. We're at 47.4% open space. So about 2.5% over the open space rule.
And then back to Rich's comment, has the county granted?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Is
Yeah, good morning.
Hey.
I'm here. So the county did not require anything. They approved, everything's been approved. So they didn't ask for a variance, so they didn't have any issue for that.
Well, they should have, because we're in a watershed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the finals. They didn't ask me anything about it, so I'm not sure.
Who's the? I'm sorry. Who's the builder on this one?
I'll be the owner builder.
How many of these houses do you live in? There'd be a lot of owner builder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm surprised the county didn't have an issue with your lot coverage. You are over the lot coverage. The height is more of our issue here. It is a towering structure, man. I have to be honest, I think back
yeah,
of my house is that high.
there is one second here. I do have so the lot on the other side, this lot north of it is an SVCA owned lot. So I
Okay.
don't believe anyone would be building there.
Okay.
Let me find it on the map here just to be sure.
The green space lot, that's what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. There is a dead tree right there as well. I saw on site that I think is gonna wanna. Where do we have it here? Oh, you know what? I probably have photos of it in the.
It's this one that looks it's covering the maples covering the leaves.
Here it is. This one. So there's a dead tree there that is like, I think it's on SVCA on that lot. I'm probably gonna, and just, I'm not sure maybe Deanna can shed some light on the tree stuff because ACC coordinator usually handles that, but.
How close is it to his property? Isn't it on the?
Right on the line.
Yeah, survey shows it being
Survey
real close. Whoops, this is the wrong plans.
Yeah.
Boy, it's really
Well, it'd be a
jumping.
heck of a lot cheaper to have it removed if you're already removing other trees than it would be to come in after the house is built and pay for a guy to climb that and drop it in 3 pieces.
Yeah, we'd have him remove it if approved under his deal.
Yes, that's kind of one of the things I was thinking is I'd be willing to take it down myself just because it's right on the border there and it's a pretty dangerous tree.
So I have a question on the stormwater. How do you, if it's under the driveway like that, if there's ever an issue with it, how do you access it? How does a homeowner access that stormwater? Do they have to dig up the driveway?
there's a lid there that you could drive over, so you'd have
Okay.
access to it. They sell, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that I only know that because I experienced that as a homeowner myself with stormwater stuff.
All right, so we have a couple of conditions here. One, we have a variance he's asking for the height of the home. It's a minimum of 4 feet over and 14 feet on the front side, 4 foot on the, oh, is that correct?
Go
ahead.
What's the total square footage of the living space? Is it 2,200? Am I doing my math right?
Yes. I think that is correct.
Yeah, he did total 2174.
And that was not including the garage.
Right, correct. Yeah, the garage is usually not considered heated space.
Yeah. It's 2174 square feet. We require a minimum 1,000 square feet. And this is a hard one. In essence, you're supposed to build the house to fit the lot, which means to be within our guidelines, they wouldn't be able to put on the 3rd story or almost 4th story. But it does get great detriment to the house, right? You got your 3 bedrooms at the very top floor. You're going to lose something somewhere in order to make that happen.
Yeah, you'd be living in 1,000 square foot house, which is pretty small.
Yeah, but
Well, the reason when I was looking for plans, I just went and saw what was already approved. This exact plan is off of 7 Kinglet that was already approved and built. So that's kind of where we went, and just to get the square footage in a decent sized home. The lot was the same lot size, and I just took that plan and put it on this one. And the other one was just on a flat lot, which didn't really have homes next to it or right up next to it. This one has the next door neighbor that will be taller than this one. So I don't think it would look out of place.
well, what makes your building taller is actually being on contoured property. So one side of the property is going to be a lot taller if you're on building on the side of a hillside versus side of on a flat lot. You know, you're going to lose that 10 feet in the back. So it's a concern.
Yeah, so the lot above this lot 243, this is an SCCA lot, and the roadway here, it's listed as Harborview Lane, but it's Green Hill Road. This lot curves around, sorry.
Yeah.
The road up here curves around, so this is the only lot adjacent to it, and behind it is also SVCA. So there'd be no any building on the side or behind this home.
Okay, you do have that in your favor.
Yeah. So given the size of the lot and the size of the house footprint that it needs to be, I think it's reasonable.
Yeah, and Keith and guys, if you look to the way that the house is sloped, the roof is sloped towards the front. So the perceived height is going to be less than what you're thinking. It looks like it's if it's a 1-2 pitch, then it's going to be almost 1.5 feet or 2 foot lower than the back of the roof. So it'll at the front of the house, it'll look shorter than it's actually showing on the plans. So I don't because the variance is what, from 24 feet to 29. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, 24 feet.
24 feet is what our limit is, right? For this.
20 feet's the limit. It's at 24.7. So yeah.
I'm okay with it. I've seen this other house because I'm building on Kinglet right now. So I've seen, and the house looks nice. It's a nice looking house.
Hi, this message is for Keith. This is Teresa calling from Mount Baker Vision Clinic. I was just calling to confirm your appointment.
Sorry about that, guys.
So do we need to approve the height variance first, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we need a motion on the height variance first, and then we also need a motion on the lot coverage. It exceeds the lot coverage.
Okay. Like I said, I've seen this house before, so I'll move to approve the height variant.
And I would need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, second by Joe Jean. All in favor of the height variance?
Aye.
Did I hear from Justin?
Can you hear me?
I can, yep, okay.
Okay. Aye is what I said.
Okay, the variance for the height has been approved. Now we need to do a variance for the lot coverage. According to your check sheet here, it's saying it's 51% open space. Is that correct? In that case-
You look at my check sheet.
Yeah, in that case, we don't need a variance for that.
Oh, let's see here.
You got open space, 51%. So we require 50%. If he's at 51, he's right in there.
Are you on the right? You on the right?
I am on your owner's checklist. Appendix
Oh.
A, owner's contractor's checklist.
Okay, hang on.
For design.
You're looking at this appendix J.
Yep, right there.
Yeah, his actual plans call for
Yeah, that right there. You got open.
47.9% impervious. So that's probably why there's no.
Yeah. So this owner checklist, this is filled out by the owner.
Only point with one finger and pointing towards it.
I'm sorry, I digress.
In outer space.
All right, so is this incorrect then? The owner filled that out. That's not your thing. And so you're saying he's at what percentage?
About 47, probably.
It says 47.9% on the plans.
So he's. Yeah, now my understanding, that was a county requirement at 50%. Is that not correct, Joel?
You know, I'm not sure what county.
Yeah, I was thinking, and
deems
what
that.
if the county looked at their thing and saw it at 51%, they're thinking, okay, it's fine, not a problem.
Yeah, if counties approved it.
Well, that
Counties approved it.
would be the condition I'd have to put on there, pending county approval.
Sergey, do you have the building permit issued for this?
Yeah, yes, I do.
Okay.
And I don't think we need to do a variance for it. And
Yeah, well, we have to, just because we require 50% open space. So Sudden Valley'd have to give him a variance for that. I'm surprised. I really thought, I'd have to check with that. I thought the county was 50% and we were in alignment with the county on that. But we can be more strict in the county, so.
okay. Well, I just that because why are we not at? Because his impervious calculation on the plans is 47.9. So that means he's over 50% open space.
Yeah. So if it's.
Now let's go back to that.
So the total impervious calculation on the plan shows 47.9%, which means he's essentially 52% open.
Yeah, that would be correct, but I'm looking at it differently for some reason. Joel, can you bring
Right.
back up your?
Yeah. So they'll show the impervious, but the way Sudden Valley calculates open space is also includes decks.
Yeah,
So even like an open slat deck that would be considered pervious.
that's just
Gotcha.
not,
So
Yeah.
if it's not an overhang deck, then
Yes.
you have to add that to your open space calc. Okay,
Mhm.
gotcha.
so go back to your sheet on that. If you would, Joel.
Yeah. This one?
Yeah. So property coverage for a house, that's a footprint of a house only, shouldn't be no more than 35%. He's at 36.1. But yeah, so the entire open space can't be more than 50. He's at 47.4. And that includes his decking and everything?
Right.
Well, then he doesn't. The only thing you need is for the 35%. He's at 36.1 and he's still under the 50%. So I agree. Technically, we shouldn't have to issue a variance on it. It's really not that big of a deal. In my opinion, but I'm just one guy here, so.
Then I'll if everybody's in agreement with that, then I'll just move to approve the plans as is.
Any further discussion from anyone?
I do have one more question. And the neighbor has a tree that would end up right between our houses. And he just got that approved by the county a couple of days ago or so, maybe a week ago. And I told him I'd be able to remove it and it'd be cheaper to remove it now. And I believe it looks like it might have been undermined on the roots on that one, and we'd be getting into the roots pretty close also. So the county approved to remove that tree, but he would have to submit to you guys. So I figured maybe ask you guys now with his permit.
I believe one of these trees is also damaged or dead. Do you know which one of these two you're talking about, Sergey?
The little one is dead, so there's nothing on top. It's just a stem, and then the big one, it's damaged. But it's on his lot. It's whoever built that one before.
Yeah.
And so you'd want to remove that big one?
I think it'd be smart to do it now because we're undermining the roots on both sides and it's the only one left between the houses. So the trees work together when they grow, and once you remove the ones around it, it's on its own. So there's a high chance it would come down eventually.
Can you show that on a site plan where you know where that's at?
Yeah. Let's see. I've got a photo of that tree from a different angle. It might not be lagging a little slow down here on the computer. So it'd be, sounds like this is the tree being proposed to be removed. This guy here.
Yep, that is correct. And the 8-inch is dead. So
this one's dead.
Yeah.
And you're willing to remove both of those?
Yeah.
Providing you get the neighbor's approval.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. So you'll include that in your county permit then?
Yeah.
Okay, unless she's already got it permitted and then you're covered. All right, did we look at the colors and all on this?
Pretty sure it was gray, and grayish.
Oh, nice picture there, yeah.
So here's the damage. There's the damage on that bigger tree that's being proposed to be removed, and then the dead one's the small guy behind it.
There's some replanting too on this one after all this stuff is done.
I would have to confirm with the neighbor on what their plan was.
Well, I mean, just overall for
Yeah,
your construction plan, was there a landscape plan somewhere in there?
Yes, there is.
Anything else on this one?
Do you have his landscape plan, Joe?
Yeah, let me pull up the. Oh, where am I? He's got the plan. He's got the Lake Walking. Excuse me. Planning worksheet filled out for the county, and he's got location, plant legend, location, and description, placement and description of plants, rock features, fences.
I think the only issue that I see is, especially where the elevation starts to drop off behind it, might want to replant ferns or something other than just mulching the back.
Mhm.
That tends to be an overlooked thing in a lot of our new construction is the backside where we're not putting anything back to retain the hillsides.
Yeah, we'll be putting like anything. I like ferns and how they look and everything. We'll be replanting all of that, and just talking with Mike Kirshner and stuff about like 4 feet to 6 feet and just fill the whole area with plants.
Okay.
Okay, guys, any other conversation on this project? Okay, can we get a motion?
I move to approve with all of the variances that we've discussed.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous. Been approved.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
All right, let's see who else is in here on the meeting. We've got Connor and we've got Pavel. Pavel's got two builds, and Connor has one. So let's go. You want to start? You want to start with the one?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're at 20. This is 21 Hawks Hill Place. We're at the top of a hill in a cul-de-sac. Steep. So we are on a steep lot here, sloping downward. You can see here's the cul-de-sac. Houses across the street, a house to the side. There's a lot in between this house. And then we're just kind of going downhill there. The pictures on this one aren't great. Did you get a chance to visit this one, Keith?
No.
Okay. That's okay. Let's see. So we've got Connor here. He's our DJ guy.
How's it going?
And he's helping with this. He's helping with this construction. So this is Carl Bjorklund, is it?
Correct.
I believe we do have a variance in for, is it the height?
Okay.
Yes.
So we do have variance in for the height. Other smaller things, tree location, species sizes were not on the site plan. They didn't have that information. They're on the survey, but the species are missing from the survey. And then trees to be removed. So on a site visit, they needed to be ribboned. But Carl, he said he's going to work on that this week, and that's something I can go out and verify this afternoon. Or he was working on it last week. Let's see. Where do I want to start here? So we have, I guess we need to discuss the variance and the height on this one.
That's only on the backside, correct? Because the back drops off like dramatically.
Yeah, it's quite a steep one. And so what we're looking at here, let me grab it up here. Where's my stuff? I'll just use whatever's on the drive here. So back's dropping off. We're at, and it's not, I don't think this one's going to look out of place or really tall from the roadway.
Yeah.
Because it's sloping down toward the back, and you can see our cross section here, our elevations page. The driveway is going to slope down a little bit and then be an elevated flat platform. So from the street level, looking at the street level, it's going to only appear to be a one-story house, and that's consistent with the house next door to it.
What's the bridge made of? Is that just wood, a wooden walkway, or is it going to be steel reinforced, or?
It's going to be steel reinforced concrete.
Concrete.
Okay.
Yeah.
And from the road, Joel, to your point,
Mhm.
it's only a little over 11 feet
Mhm.
taller than the road.
Yeah. Right. I don't think we're going to be blocking anyone's view here with this home. So I think the height is, the variance request is reasonable given the steep slope of the lot. So looking at this elevation page from the front of the house, you can see where the garage is going to be and where the driveway exists. It's only going to appear to be, a one-story house, or it's going to drop down even a little bit from there. So there's a variance for the height. What else do we've got here? Let's talk about. Yeah, that's mostly it. Driveway slope is 18%. Property coverage is under the 35. Open space, we have 56% open space. They've come back and fixed a bunch of things from the checklist. Mostly just the trees to be ribboned is the only remaining thing. But what else? I guess let's take a look at house colors. I think they're going to go in with a green. So it's not a Sherman-Williams color.
It's Benjamin Moore.
So that the house the color needs to be approved.
I'll have to double check the list, but I'm thinking it is, because I told Carl, I sent him the list and I said, pick one from this list for that reason.
Was it? I can pull it up real quick.
Could be. He could have went rogue.
It looked like you were going with a bit of a fancier garage door. Is that going to be painted too, or no?
Possibly. It'll either be matching body color, or they might go a little fancier. Did you have a question specifically on that?
Or is
No,
there
I,
anything?
well, it's supposed to be the body color, but I just didn't, from that drawing, it looked like it was gonna be a nicer garage door, so.
Like
Some
with
of those
glass
don't.
windows or something.
Yeah, it would either be body color or potentially like a fogged glass window.
Okay.
Where's the green color? That's
So the
every,
green, the green color being proposed is not on our Sherman, is not on the pre-approved list. We do have greens on the pre-approved list, which are similar, but so it will need a approval.
So I got a list at one point early on. I could probably pull it up, but it had the Sherwin-Williams colors and then it had the very similar, same version of it in Benjamin Moore. That came from Sudden Valley.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't care for the green you have selected on there, Paley green or whatever it is. I would prefer you pick something off our pre-approved list. We have a couple greens that are really close.
That looks a little better.
This would be a better comparison.
Yeah, we have Olympic Range and there was another one, shade, what was it called there? Shade Grown.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't think a slight difference in the exterior color. I don't think anybody's married to that. So, and I will say, for example, that page we're on right now, it says peppercorn. I've used that color recently and it does not look like that picture. So, you know, it's always slightly different than what you see online or in a photo. But if you're not liking it, we could make a concession on that and go with one on the list. That would be no problem.
Okay.
Speaking purely from personal preference, I like the proposed green better.
How do you feel about yellow?
With a purple trim?
I'm telling you, yellow is the way to go. I don't have a problem with the paint color. It's fine for me.
All right, you guys want to make a decision on the paint color now then? You don't care this color green?
So do you want a motion to approve it?
Yeah, we need a motion. Yep.
Yeah, so I'll move to approve the paint colors as submitted.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor of the paint color that's submitted?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes.
Okay.
So then I guess the variance.
Yeah, I got a couple things. So the variance, the front of the house is, I get it from the road, it's only 11 foot high, but what is the elevation from the ground to the top of the roof in the front?
So then that'd be at the definition 20-foot max, 10 feet away from the structure. That's 28 feet, 3 inches. So let's hop over to let's see here. Looking at the, excuse me, the plans here. And they've got it marked out here. They have it dimensioned at that 28 feet.
Okay, and while we're looking at that, what is going on the retaining wall? So you got the concrete drive retaining wall and the front. What is that being faced with, or what is that being?
It's going to be, let's see, I believe exposed aggregate. Did I write that in my that came up on my report. Yeah, exposed aggregate is exposed aggregate is what it's going to be.
Correct.
All right, what are we looking at as far as trees being removed? Oh, he hadn't had those ribboned yet.
He didn't have them ribboned on.
Still should be
stick.
on our
We can-
plan, yeah.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the. Go back and take a look at this survey.
Yes.
Here they do have the engineering tree canopy removal. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 trees to be removed. Yeah, they were missing from the site plan, and the designer said he couldn't. Said that information belongs to Axe, and this is Axe what we're looking at right now, and he told us to ask Axe for it. But these are the trees here.
All right, and what's his replanting looking like?
So there is a note here. It says any are identified to be replanted at Lake Wacom Native planting worksheet. Okay, go back here.
Just this, are there structural plans for these yet? Are there structural drawings for these yet?
Yeah, we had them, right? They're on the.
Yeah, they're in there.
Yep. Full set. Sorry, I lost track of what was it. Planting. Landscape plan.
That's on the site plan, Joel, and it shows vine maples and sword ferns. Dude, zoom out. Oh, I've got a different site plan in front of me, which I thought you had as well. I could shoot it over to you really quick because it has specifically that on it.
Yeah, maybe it's different from the digital ones that I've got.
I say I don't see it on mine.
Give me 1 second here. All right, Joel, I just sent it your way. But for
email.
Yeah, I sent it right to your email. I could illustrate what's going to happen while we're waiting if you want to jump over to that site plan. It's showing along the straight edge of the driveway, that backside there, right up from where your cursor is. There will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sword ferns and a vine maple on the bottom side of the driveway there. And then there will be 7 sword ferns and 2 more vine maples on the top side, the L-shaped side of the driveway. There it is on the left-hand side there. It illustrates that.
Yeah, that's funny. I remember seeing this. I don't know why it's not on my.
And then right below this, it tells you what each thing indicated. The 3 trees in the rear are existing trees. The larger bushes on this are the vine maples, and then all the small ones are sword ferns.
these might be the original plans, are they? Yeah, I do remember seeing this. I don't know why. Maybe I left the old plans in the drive. Excuse me. So do you have landscaping? Anything? Yeah. Any area identified native vegetation will be preserved, impacted Lake Wacom native planting worksheet. Everything else, I don't have any issues with. I think this lighting sample does show that it does light up and down, and I think that was something he's going to pick out, new lighting that doesn't shine upward.
Yeah, they make that same light that only shines down.
Mm-hmm. And I'll go back out and verify that the trees are ribboned. Here's our variance for the height. That's it for this one. Unless does anyone have any questions or concerns? Anything else I can show you?
Yeah, the same concerns, the height. The height
Oh, yeah.
concern. I get it though, looking at it from the street, it won't be that high, but it still exceeds our height limit. So you are on quite a steep lot.
Yeah. I know I think the challenge would be, right, if they're gonna try to get within that 20 feet. They have to lower their house where it stands 8 feet.
Then that would exceed the driveway slope.
Yeah.
It's a catch-22.
Yeah, we don't want to go there again. All right, can I get a motion on the house with the caveat too that the trees need to be ribboned? They need to be ribboned. Need to see what being removed.
Yeah. Last I heard that he was working on it, or he was going to go out there and have them ribboned, and I'll verify that.
I'll check in on it as well and make sure if it's not already done, I can get someone out there ASAP.
All right. Any motions? Need a motion.
I move to approve with comments.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, that was Justin.
Yep.
All in favor? As submitted with comments. Do we still have Chad? Chad, did you have an opinion on this one? I think earlier he was in favor of it, if I'm not mistaken. Any opposed?
Sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute. Yeah, I'm good with it.
Okay, it's unanimous then?
I'm still curious to see how that driveway connects to the building, because it looks like it's trying to connect a hanging concrete slab to wood, but I'm not your designer. I'll just make sure that that's fully designed, because there should be a concrete wall underneath of it.
There will be, and Carl and his brother Mark, who own this and are building it, are very, very experienced concrete guys that have been doing it their whole lives, and they've done lots of floating stuff like this. So it'll be better than expected.
Cool.
All right, very good. So that passes, you approved unanimous, and with Joel to verify the ribbing of the trees. Make sure what's being removed and we're not being in excess of what needs to be removed.
And this paint color, remind me, was this approved?
That was approved. I prefer something off our approved list better than those, but that's just me. So it's always easier when it's off our approved list. It makes it an easy thing. I'm not great at paints, I'll be honest with you. So, all right, you've been approved.
Thank you very much.
Connor.
Yeah, I always communicate that with the builders too. When they submit something, I say, hey, here's our approved list of paint, pre-approved list of paint colors. If you pick something out over here, there doesn't need to be any discussion about it. Should be automatically approved. Oftentimes they like to pick paint that's not on there. They can do that, but I tell them you can do this, but there will be, it does have to go up for discussion. All right, next up then, our last two, we're moving right along here. Last two, 24, 24 Granite Circle. And we have Pavel here as the builder.
For granite.
Pavel, are you there? Can you?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, there you are.
Oh, hi.
All right, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so here is my report for 24 Granite Circle. We're good news, no variances on these ones for height. Driveway slope, property coverage, open space, we're all within the ACC policies for those. This is an old note. Couple minor things, stormwater location. The stormwater location was added to the site plan, but just showing the outflow wasn't there. And then the other thing was, please show the scaled, the scaled cross section elevations of the proposed retaining wall structure. So he came out with Allen blocks saying, here's the Allen blocks, this is what we're gonna do. The spec sheet shows a rockery. Any retaining wall is going to be a rockery. But then on the site plans, and these are actually these are hand drawn plans. Believe it or not, they look pretty good. Oh, this one does have the so you got a rockery there. Where was the?
It was on the Jasper.
Oh, it was Jasper.
Yeah.
Sorry. Am I on the right thing here?
Okay, Jasper.
24 Granite Circle. Oh, this is the 36 Jasper file. I've got it.
Yeah.
Sorry. 24 Granite is where we're on here. So this one, you've got your Allen block wall as your proposed one, but then on your spec sheet, you've got the rockery rock wall. And this was a question just for the builder, I guess. Did you?
Which one are you going with?
Yeah, which one are you going with?
Allen blocks.
Allen blocks. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Oh, the only other thing, and I think I asked for this as well, is just having the finished grade indication at each wall on the elevations pages. You know what? I'm just gonna hop over here. So just knowing what our elevations are going to be at the at the finished grade on each wall. So what would the elevation be up here in this corner? What's going to be down at this corner? So what's the slope, showing the slope and the rise and run of the finished grade. That's the only thing missing here.
Oh, okay.
I think I sent you an email, Paul, and I think I showed you an example in that email. Looking for it, but everything else came back okay. This is the one. Is this the one where they are mirrored? Let's see.
No.
No, this one's good. Okay, that's the next house.
Yeah.
What was the elevation height back there? When you're looking at the front elevation of the house?
Let's see.
No. Keep going down.
I think we were going from the back.
Right there on the right side.
I believe it's 35 feet. Yeah.
Are you asking about, sorry, the height or the elevation of the finished grade?
The elevation of the finished grade.
Yeah, that's one thing that we still we needed from this build.
It's on this on the left. If you scroll it to the right, yeah, there's a 19 feet.
But no, Paul, they're not. Sorry, they're not asking about the height. They're asking, yeah, what is the elevation in feet here, or here at the garage?
Yeah.
What's the elevation? The topography.
Oh, topography.
Yeah, topography elevation. So you'd label it, near the back. If it's going to be at 672, then you'd show it as 672. And then in the front, looks like it'd be 650, maybe 658. I suppose those going off these contour lines, but if you're going to be, excavating and lowering the house down, that's what
we're gonna be lower in the house a little bit. Maybe at like 2 feet or maybe a 654.
Mm-hmm.
And that rear retaining wall is running all the way over to the property line?
Yeah. And that we're gonna use Allen blocks for that. And that's why it's gonna be, gonna a little bit lower there, lower in the front.
And behind this property is Sun Valley land?
There is a small park. There is a parkway up there, but there is a house on the other side of that. Let me see. Oh, I got it's 28 grand on here, but this is 24 grand. We're in the right spot here.
Yeah, this 24 grand.
So you can see uphill.
Yeah,
somewhere back there is a home
existing, which is good. Yeah, I'm more.
And there's one across there also on the left, and there's one building on the right now. I think they're putting a couple houses over this property.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's I think a couple lots down here. I'm just pulling it up on my map.
Yeah.
So looking at this lot here to the left, up the hill, up the road, that's adjacent to it is this SVCA owned lot. Behind it, there is, a Sun Valley owned kind of a parkway, green belt. And then to the right is another, not an SVCA, private property, owned lot downhill from it. There was a tree on the plans, this tree down here, this was ribboned. And this is not an SVCA lot, so if that tree is going to be proposed to be removed, then you'll need to obtain permission from that property owner, this tree right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then this tree has fallen down at some point between when the survey was done. Survey was done 2018. This tree's already fell.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about paint colors.
Is this the same house that's going in on Jasper Ridge?
Yeah, it's the same house, but it's yeah, it's basically the same house.
They're going to be mirrored. Is that correct, Pavel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have like a right and a left elevation.
So other things, we do have paint colors, which will.
I think it looks nice.
Pretty close.
Yeah, I think his colors look nice.
Okay.
Myself, that's just me.
Are the garage doors going to be painted black magic? Because that's important.
The garage doors will be like same thing like you see on the picture. They're going to be fog glass, and the trim is going to be black.
Black. Okay.
Yeah.
I do like the black magic color choice. I'm just saying, I love it.
Yeah, that would match the trim color and you know, fascia color. That's what we're going to use for the.
Yep, looks nice.
Okay.
How about that lighting? Let's look at that lighting.
Yeah.
Looks
So
like
this,
it's
I've seen some lightings like these before.
Points down.
Yeah, points down. It's up to ACC. Is this considered an exposed bulb? Is it shielded from view?
Depends on how high they get mounted.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be just above the garage, and this light's called like gooseneck lighting, and it looks real nice on. Looks really nice on the house, especially it just comes really nice with this design and the colors.
One of the other plans we looked at today had a very similar light on it.
Hey, Keith, I have to hop off. I've got a meeting at 11. But just
Okay.
for this one in general, I'm if we move to approve, I'm good with it.
Okay, Chad, thank you very much. I appreciate your time this morning, man.
No problem. Thanks to everybody else for joining us so we can actually have these meetings now. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chad.
Yep. Bye.
Can you show me where these lights are going, Joel?
Either side of the garage, is that right?
Yeah, that's what he said. I gotta
Yeah,
get back to the.
they're gonna be like right above the garage.
Or right above
Yeah, right above the garage, and right above the smaller one goes over the entry. So it's same design, but just a smaller radius. Bigger radius goes on above the garage lights, above the garage doors. I'm sorry.
I've got to go. I've got to change it. I've got to go change a diaper real quick.
Alrighty then.
It's not my diaper, but I'll be back in like a couple of minutes if you need further discussion. You can continue talking.
Yeah, my thing, I guess you'll be looking up at the garage lights. Is how I see it.
I'd rather see the lights on the sides of the garage, not above the garage.
But we just it's really big radius. It's almost like maybe like a foot radius on the bottom.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I'm very familiar with them. I have
Yeah.
one in my house. But the higher you hang them, the more you can see the bulb. And that's the problem, is if they're above the garage door, then basically you're looking up into the light and then it's not shielded. If they're lower on the sides of the garage, you're going to shield more of the light, and you're not going to be projecting that light like out into the street and into the forest.
Right. What about if we usually put like frosty lights, like they're really the LED, but they're like a glass fogged, like it's not like clear glass. So
frosted.
Yeah, frosted.
Well, even with a frosted lamp, though, I mean, once a homeowner buys it, they can do whatever they want, right? They can change the light bulbs out if they're not happy. So that's why the positioning is so important. Because we don't want to come back, in 2 years and be like, hey, homeowner, your 100-watt lights that you have in there are upsetting your neighbor, and the owls are now flying into the side of your house because you're blinding them at night.
Right. I mean, if you guys don't really like it, we could put them on the side of the garage. I could put them maybe a smaller size, and put them to the sides of the garage.
Is it an option to possibly look at a different light fixture or something with the
Oh
color?
yeah, that's a possibility too. But I just like to get something that would kind of suits the house more. Just in a design. Just kind of make it nice. But it's a possibility to look at the different light fixtures also. I think there was a house, just couple houses or 3 houses before me, second or first. They had a same light fixture, and it's just gonna.
Yeah, I think sometimes we might more inclined to approve something like that. Say if you're looking from the street, it's looking down, right? So you're looking
I
down
see.
kind of on top of that. But in this particular house, you're looking, because the elevation is higher than the street, you're looking right up into the light.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I could change it to a standard light, and that would be all covered from all 4 sizes. And
Yeah, I mean, typically, just follow the ACC guidelines, something, frosted lens, that way, like Rich is saying, the homeowner changes out, they put in a regular light bulb or 100-watt light bulb, and if it's in a frosted lens behind a lens, and it's really still okay, it meets the guidelines. But yeah, just don't want people staring up at a light or the animals and things like that. You try to keep that somewhat protected.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. And I can't, I want to go back, and I think your colors, I think we already did good on that. Let me just check that again. Yeah, your colors of your house I liked. I don't think we have any problems with that. And you say you're going with the Allen block retaining and not the rockery?
Yeah, so we might do some rockery in the front, because it's it slopes up.
Yeah.
But in the back, it's gonna be all level. So we're gonna do probably Allen block in the back, and some rockery in the front too, if we need to retain some there, but that's pretty much the plans for now.
Okay, so anywhere where there's more than a 2-to-1 slope, you would be, if it's okay, I'll make that comment. Anything over 2-to-1 slope, you do some rockery.
Yeah.
Or some type of erosion control, retaining. Okay. We'll make that comment. Colors were good. Let's see, did you have a variance? I didn't see one. Let me look real quick. I don't believe you.
We didn't have any variance, I think.
All right, no variances. I'm back.
Yeah, okay, no variances on this one. Okay, so the only comments we put on here, Joel, was anything over a 2-to-1 slope that he would put some rockery in for retainage.
Okay.
Is Allen block in the back is fine. You know, we would typically need a variance for his retaining wall going all the way over to the property line. You know, this brings up that easement thing again, but in this case, the house behind him is already developed, so I don't think that's going to be an issue here. You know, if someone were allowed to come down and trench next to this guy's house to put in, you know, utility thing again, and now he's got a retaining wall there, you know, that's why I was so concerned about that before. But the house behind him is developed already and it's parked behind him on the other side, so I think that's okay. Yeah, I'm good. I just need those comments added, and then he's gonna change his lighting out for something with the frosted lens. You know, and it's, I wonder if they make those same kind of fixtures. I like the fixture look. It looks nice. If they make those with the frosted lens cover for them, they might. I don't know that. But in this case, because
I don't know, yeah. I'll check into that, but if not, I'll just go with something traditional and with the frosted glass and everything.
yeah, something to keep the light deflected from the street, and because you are from the street looking up right at those bulbs, so that makes a difference. Okay, then I need a motion on this one.
I move to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Joe Jean, second. All in favor with comments?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, you're approved.
Thank you.
And that one was 24. And now we're gonna see the same house at 36 Jasper.
Yeah, it's
All right, so the comments were I got those down. Change lighting, 2-to-1 slopes, rockery.
Joel to verify tree ribbon. I think that was the last one.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is that tree that was ribboned, that was
On the property next door.
on the property next door. Either obtain permission to remove
okay.
from your neighbor. Yeah.
And you got any other 2-to-1 slope or greater, you put some retainage in. Okay.
Yeah, rockery retaining wall.
Yep, okay.
Okay. 36 Jasper.
I gotta get over there. 36 Jasper.
So paints, same paint colors. Or it's the same house, right? Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Those are the same, spec sheets the same.
Yeah, you had one of his sheets was mixed in with the other one. That's how I noticed it. It's the same exact house.
Yeah. So we have the same lighting.
Which was gonna be changed.
So
Yeah, I'll take it. Same thing, Terry, I'll change it.
So change lighting again on this one. I'll write that down as a note. So the site plan here, on the site visit, looking at the ribbon trees. This tree appeared to be, was it on the lot line? So it'd be considered co-owned by SDCA. This is an SDCA lot.
Does that tree need to be removed?
Yeah, I was thinking it's you know, it's a little bit close to the house, and I'm afraid it's might interfere with the foundation, or that, you know.
It was ribboned for removal.
What kind of tree is it?
Hemlock, a 16 inch hemlock. That's what it's labeled.
Oh yeah, I see it. H, yeah. I'm not a big fan of hemlocks, I'll tell you that right now myself. I got several on my lot that have snapped in half and blown over in the last couple of years.
Yeah, so that's kind of.
No, it's okay.
8-inch one in the back. then
Quick,
some-
yeah, because they are on the last construction one right now, so if you want to do it really quickly. Nah, we'll do it later. Okay.
That's granite.
Yeah, I'm switching over here. All right, 36 Jasper. So here's our here's what our site looks like. There is a little bit of encroachment from the neighboring lot here with their driveway and this little bit of retaining wall. The part of the driveway up there you see, I believe, is gravel. Well, the part that does, I think it's the part that does encroach.
And the neighbor's already been notified of that, or we
They're a
need to
little-
get Anna to do that?
let's see.
Yeah, I already notified the neighbor and they're okay with the removal of everything that it's encroached on my property and they have no problems with that.
Okay, good. Yeah, if you need Sudden Valley to get involved, you can contact Deanna on that. She can help you out.
Yeah, so far, no problems. I mean, they really, cooperative.
Sorry, I'm losing track here. So trees are ribbon on site. Good news is not as steep of a lot. It does get steep in the back a little bit. Kind of a nicer flat spot out here. So not the same heavy requirement for retaining walls. He does have a partial one proposed. Let's see, here's across the street. That's what it looks like. What else? So let's go up over to the report. I think we do have variances in for this. Do we? Let's see.
I don't think so.
Oh, no, we don't. Yeah, we are within the height. We're at 18.3 on definition 2. Driveway slope is good. Property coverage is really good. Open space is really good. The only details here needed showing that finished grade indication at each wall, similar to the last one. And then I'm asking to provide the stormwater detail and calculations. So this one, the previous one, 24 grand, they used an engineered plan. On this one, 36 Jasper, they're going with the Wilson stormwater.
Yeah, that's how the ballot proposed.
Yeah, using so there's a work for those of you who are new. There's a Sudden Valley stormwater workbook where the builder can go through it and work out the calculations based on the square footage of impervious surface, and it'll spit out a number on how big your system needs to be, your stormwater filtration trench. And he's got the stormwater on the plan, but just having those calculations that's been asked.
So the thing is that all the calculations are in the county, and they're asking for the only thing I was gonna ask you guys, that they're asking for records, stormwater documents that I submitted to you guys to sign by ACC, but it's been like almost a month and I haven't heard anything from you guys. It's just paperwork that needs to be filled out, and needs to be notarized and submitted to the county. It's just saying that it needs to be recorded as an easement for the stormwater. I'm sure you guys familiar with that. So that's something I need to submit to the county, and they'll, after all the approval, they'll give me all the calcs for the stormwater and everything that it's already been done before.
I'm not sure I understand that.
So the executive board is aware of it. They have it right now. The last time you called, I did check in on it. From what I know, their attorney is looking at it. So they're just waiting for it to come back to them. And once they figure that out, they'll return it to you. So I did pass on your information as well, so they could contact you personally.
Okay.
But that's the last update I have. And I believe that was on last Friday that we talked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's in process, as I understand, right?
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, it's just the application that needs to be filled out by Sadden Valley. Because it's a Sadden Valley system that has been approved by Wilson, and so it's kind of, that's where we're going with.
I'll be right back, folks. Go ahead, keep talking.
But other than that, everything's good.
How wide is your driveway on this one?
The driveway is going to be, I believe it's 20 feet wide.
40 feet?
20.
20.
Yeah. And then it goes, and then it goes back to 12 feet wide.
All right, sorry, I'm back. Are we talking about the driveway?
Yeah. They're just talking about the driveway.
Yeah, so the width of the driveway, I've got it at 12 feet here. And this in the Sudden Valley right away, 12 feet wide. 12 feet is the minimum, 20 is the maximum for width. And then depending on how you want to look at it, this could be, I mean, I've seen it before where they just call it, this is parking in front of a garage. So we do have a two-door garage here.
Yeah.
What else?
Not bad.
Those are kind of, I mean, those, everything else met my checklist.
We don't have not necessarily a landscape plan. We need to find out a stormwater plan, and we don't have one, right?
Yeah, we need the stormwater. And so I missed a little bit of the conversation that executive board was aware of the request for an easement and they needed to sign something.
Yes, I'm just waiting for them to send that back to us.
Okay.
Yeah, and there should be a plan with that also. And we also submitted to a county, and also I think I gave it to Joe. We did a landscaping plan also there.
Yeah, you got your landscaping planting legend up here with locations on the excuse me, on the site plan, and we do have the store. What's going on my screen here?
Yeah, the worksheet.
Yeah, we got our worksheet completed.
All right, you do have that. How come I didn't see that? Oh. Yeah, I didn't see that worksheet. Ah, there it is. Yeah, I just can't turn sideways. Okay. All right, we have any other issues or comments on this one? Is that a no? Then I need a motion.
I motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Joe Dean seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous.
Is that with the comment with changing the lighting?
That's correct, yes.
Is there any other comments on there?
Not on this one. We didn't have not that I recall. Let's see. We have something with that tree, right? On the property line?
Yeah, the shared SVCA tree.
Yeah, so SVCA is in approval with that being removed. He can remove that when he's having his trees removed.
Okay.
Okay.
It looks like it's right on if it's, it's a 50-50 call, right?
Yeah, it's like 50-50, it's right in the middle.
Yeah, it appeared to be co-owned.
Yep. All right. Yep. We're good with that. And I think that is it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for your time, Paul.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, Joel, is that to wrap up your new constructions?
Yeah.
Wow. Yay.
So I think that makes 43 new constructions this summer.
Yeah, it was crazy. The most I've ever seen.
Yeah. And then that last week in July, right, approaching that cutoff date, we got all these 7. There was the other one that was still on the agenda was this 19 Hillside, and they got that 30-day window. That was item number 24 on the agenda. So I guess we don't need to talk about that one. So that's why you'll see 7 new constructions on here, but we did 6 today, and we did it in 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yay, that's amazing. Record time.
Great. Well, yeah, great. All right. I don't think I have anything else to show you right now or to discuss, but if you have any other questions for me.
All right, that's it right now, man. So when are we doing 19? What's up with that one then?
Which one? 19 Hillside?
Yeah.
So there was you sent an email out saying that that was DJ. So they submitted that one back in.
Oh yeah, that one already got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the automatic
And they're good guys.
Yeah.
They're good guys. So far, everything I've seen they've done they've been really good. Be conscientious builders. So. All right, very good. That was an automatic approval. All right, man, we'll get on with our regular stuff. Thank you, Joel. I appreciate your time.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
All right.
My pleasure.
Okay, guys. So now we're back to our regular agenda items. We got the new constructions out of the way. And just to make sure I'm in the right spot, I don't think we did any of them yet. So we'll start out with item, I have it as item number 1, which is 50 Windward Drive. What do you guys show it as?
2.
Number 1.
It is number 1. Okay, let me make sure I'm on right here. Yep, okay.
That's what I have as well.
50 Windward Drive, we had small tree in bad shape. Oh yeah, I went out to this one. Yeah, I actually went out and looked at this one, and I had it's a small trees in bad shape. So did anybody else have any, did you guys go out and take a look at it? What'd you think?
I move to approve.
Okay, can I get a second?
I second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. That is approved. Okay, item number 2, One Morning Beach, unit number 25, tree requests. That one I had a few notes.
I have a question.
Yes,
Do they have the HOA approval?
that actually should have been, well, here's the deal on that one. It is like this one, I think is the one with the shrubs too. Let me find it. I made notes on here. No, I cannot find it. Oh, here it is, out of order. Okay. So to me, there was 2 issues on this one. One is she wanted some shrubs trimmed and all that stuff. That's the condo associations. And I had some conversation with Deanna about this. That's really their own maintenance crew that takes care of that pathway from the condos, behind the condos there. The tree that, if you guys saw it, was out in front, and yeah, that would be in Sudden Valley's right of way, but is there anything wrong with that tree other than it probably needs to be trimmed up a bit?
Well, are you sure that it's on Sudden Valley right away and not part of the condo association? Because I talked to a person on the board of the condo association, and they felt that she had to get their permission to remove that.
Oh, that would be interesting. I had put down on here deferred. Now I talked to Deanna about that, and she said if it was on the street side, which it was on Marigold or Morning Beach, I guess that would be SVCA's right of way on that road and not the condos. It'd still be.
Is it actually in the right of way?
It's just a few feet off the street.
Okay, well.
But I think we can defer it. Either way, it's not a hazard tree by any stretch. So in my opinion, it could be deferred, and we could always find out, get clarification on it, and have Darren go out and actually take a look at it and see where the tree is located as far as at the right of way of ours, or if it's on condo property.
I didn't actually go out and look at it, so I don't know whether it's on Sun Valley property or whether it's on the condo approach, but
I would have to agree with you. So I did go look at it, and I would still have to agree with that. That's why I put on my notes, I had deferred. So until we could actually get clarification. So we can make that the motion, defer it.
I'll move to defer.
Okay, can I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor of deferral till we get clarity on whose property the tree is on?
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous. That'll be deferred. And Deanna, you got that?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, on to item number 3, 109 Harborview. Tree request. Now, this tree request is accompanied with a arborist report. And just so you know, typically how I do that, if any tree request is accompanied by an arborist report, I'm not an arborist, so I have to go with what the arborist suggests and recommends. So in this case, there's 3 trees to be removed. Dead, diseased, and leaning. And even though I'll tell you, I could look at them sometimes and I question, wow, did the guy really look at it? And they did, they had to. They've written a report on each one of the trees. So he's recommending removal.
The arborist reports are not necessary, correct?
They are not necessary. I kind of wish that they were. We have a lot of trees that need to be removed. I like to see an arborist report, but they're not necessary, as you are correct. But
I'm just looking at it from terms of it costs around $400 to have an arborist come out and evaluate your trees. And if it's a big tree close to your house, you're looking at $1,000 to $1,500 to remove it. And if it's a danger tree, I mean, the less burden we can put on a homeowner to remove a tree, the better. I mean, I get it if they're trying to cut out 10 trees and that's an issue, but usually 1 or 2 trees if they're close to your house. I mean, I'm more, if the county has approved it, I'm more likely to just approve it because the county says it's okay in the watershed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of money, $2,000-3,000 to remove a single tree. I hate to put that burden on homeowners just to get a tree that they think is dangerous to their house or encroaching on their roof or whatever the reasoning may be.
Yep. So can we get a motion on these?
I move to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous. Tree removal has been approved. Okay, item number 4, 17 Cascade Lane. Is this the one I sent you guys pictures? No, I think I sent some pictures out on one to you guys. Oh, that's the one, next one coming up, sorry. So this one here, they have permission to remove 2 cedars on the property for new construction. Oh, I did go out and look at this one, and there's one, it's deader than a doornail. And they took down 2 trees, and part of this tree had broken off into 2 that were taking down when they noticed a dead one. He held off on taking it down. I called him when I was out on the job site because at first I couldn't find it. And as I was leaving, I saw the tree was marked with 2 big red X's on it. So I went back and looked, and it is a dead tree.
I move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's been approved. That's 17 Cascade Lane, approved. Okay, item number 5, 20 Oak Crest. I hope you guys had a chance to read this. I meant to send out a thing, no need to go look, because the tree was already taken down. I had extensive conversation with Karen. I couldn't get cell reception there, so I went over to her house and talked to her, and we walked the site, and she had sent me several pictures of that. I think did I send those pictures out to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, there were several pictures that I'd taken, and she gave me a long explanation of everything. And she's just hoping that we agree with her. She said she did go into the office, talk to, I believe, Deanna there, and told her she could work it in reversal because the tree was she deemed it a hazard tree, as did her neighbor. And she took it down, just recording everything, and then getting documentation, and then she sent that along to me, forwarded it to me.
I move to approve it.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, item number 7, 22 Southern Court. Tree request. Let's see. 20, oh. Gosh, I have to be honest, guys, I missed this one. I was like, why didn't that sound familiar? I missed this tree. I was curious on the shed and how close the tree was to the shed and how the shed got there.
Yeah, I was curious about the property line. Is that shed on their property? Because he has that line drawn
Yeah,
and then arrows, and I didn't understand if he's showing that as neighbor's property or what.
that is a good question. And here's the problem. So this one, so here's what I would recommend we do. Gosh, I don't know how I missed this one. Yeah, I have no notes on here at all. I missed this completely.
We usually wouldn't approve a shed in the front yard anyway.
Yeah, I would like to, here's the deal. So if we don't say something, this was according to the stamp on here, July 12th. In July, August, technically, I guess this has already been approved. They have 30 days.
Do they have county approval?
Those are all good questions. Yeah, we deferred this already once before in a meeting because the shed issue came up and what's the deal with the shed? And I'm not sure how I missed this because that was really bothered me actually the first time it came through. So I do not know if they have county approval. I do not know where the shed came from or whose shed it is. We too, last time in the meeting had concern over the property line. The shed appears to be somebody else's property, as do the trees. Unless he owns both lots.
So let's defer again until we can get further.
Yeah, let's get a motion to defer.
I'm so moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor of deferral?
Aye.
All right, unanimous. And then I'm gonna go look at that one. I'll make a big note. Okay, item number 8, we already, did we already do that one? Yes, we did. Actually, it's item number 9 now, right? No, it's still 8 on this one. 27 Inlet Circle. You guys are showing that as item number 9, correct?
Yeah, I think we proved that.
We did do it, but is it item number 9 on your sheets?
It's number.
So the
10.
one I'm looking at, I think, is the same as yours because it's 8 on the one I'm looking at.
Okay, then item number 9, I show as 127 Windward Drive.
Yep.
That's how I see it.
Actually, I went and looked at that, and any changes they make would be an improvement. In their instructions, number 1, there's a TPO, and I don't know what that means. It's about the roofing.
Oh. Well, yeah, I met these people out there. This is Ryan. Yeah. So yeah, I met him out there. Yeah, so they're putting it's not visible from the street. Everything they're doing is actually not visible from the street. And it is some improvements. They're adding a little bit of overhang, some eaves to cover up some area where they're getting a lot of dry rot from rain and whatnot on the inside. So they're extending the eaves out. And it's they own 3 lots, so there's 3 lots there, so it's not a coverage issue, lot coverage issue. So yeah, everything as far as I was concerned was fine. He sent a ton of paperwork in on this thing.
So what does TPO mean? What kind of roofing is that?
It's like a hot roof type thing, to my knowledge. That's a good question. I should be clear when I state that to you.
It doesn't matter. I just wondered what it was. Frankly, I think that we should say they also have to repaint it. Or
It's
period.
TPO stands for thermoplastic. It's a rolled roofing product.
Oh,
Yeah, so it'll be like, it'll be hot, like hot mop applied on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's in that, well, only in a small area of the house. So he's only getting some water excursion through there. See, what else did he have on here? Torch down small section roof, extend eaves, replace gutters, and that is just a small section, install, and he's putting a mini split unit, and that's on the back side of the house as well. So it really was nothing that big, and it is an improvement. So I need to get a motion.
Move to approve.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I really think they should paint it.
Paint the whole house?
I guess we can't demand that, can we?
Not yet.
It's way down.
After his improvements, he'll probably do it next summer.
Yeah, it's way at the end of Windward, so nobody ever sees it.
Okay, item number 10, 101 Grandview Lane, exterior alteration request. Oh, what are they doing? Wish to build. Oh. All right, so this one here, this is my own take on it. I didn't have a problem with what they're proposing, except the location. The way I looked at, and I was trying to get clear on that, I looked at, there's a couple things. So they have trash cans sitting at the end of their drive, right? So they're just, I don't know if you guys went up there, but at the end of the driveway, they have just their trash can sitting there. There's no garage at this place. There's nowhere to put their trash cans. So they want to put a screen in front of the trash cans, which made sense to me. I was like, okay, I could see that. But then if you read their stuff, it also says trash cans will replace in a wooden garbage shed against the screen. So they didn't ask about building a shed. They just talked about putting a privacy screen up. As far as I can tell on this application, it's for a privacy screen. The question I had, if you drive around behind this property, it appears that their driveway is not just their own personal driveway, but it could be access for the lot next door to them, which is still being able to be developed because I can't see a driveway going in down below. Do you have plans for that, Joe Jean?
Just a map. I was just gonna see where it was.
Wow, that's a great size map. All I have is little tiny ones.
You should be able to get one at in the office.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
How do you find it? places to go without a map.
Yeah, so it's 101 Grandview Lane. But I just couldn't see a house being on the lot, being built on the lot behind them or next to them without use of that drive. Nor could I verify their property lines, where their property lines were. Nothing was staked. And I looked for markers. I went there a few times, actually. I could not find markers, and I tried calling them and I got no response from them.
Not only that, I found it, yeah. It's a strange little lot.
Well, we can defer to get a little time, get another couple weeks in until we can talk to them and get clarification on everything.
Yeah, you can defer them and ask about the shed. If they're gonna build a shed, tell them to give us the request for that along with the screen.
And then we need property lines. So let me make a note. Yeah, then I need to stop at the office and get a big map like that.
We'll get you one, Keith.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, I was up there. I came back on a second pair of glasses because I can't see my map. But I was like, and then I walked the property. I called them, no answer. I left a message, no response. So, all right. So are we going to defer this one? I need a motion to do so.
Move to defer with the comment.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor of deferral?
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous. All right, item number 11, 2 Valley Crest Way, exterior alteration request. That's interesting. On this one, I had a note. I put, looks like they could be planning on Sudden Valley right-of-ways, a note I put in here. Need verification of location of where they're planting. Normally, I don't have a problem with people planting things. I think that's a good thing. It helps with erosion and whatnot, but I don't want them planting a bunch of trees, say, on Sudden Valley property, and then all of a sudden Sudden Valley is responsible for those trees because they're in the right-of-way. And
a weeping willow is a pretty big tree when it grows up.
yeah, it was interesting there. If you looked at their maps and stuff, so I think they planted already several of these trees were already there. I think like the Excelsius, the English laurels, I think were planted. But I'm not sure. I couldn't tell by their little blue dots and exactly where they were going. And the green line is what concerned me the most. It looks like it's on Sudden Valley right away.
That was kind of one of my comments about how far off of the right of way was it, or are those things, because when they grow and become big and fat, are they going to overgrow onto the right of way?
Exactly. Exactly. So I think we probably need to defer them as well, and then I can contact them telling them they need to do a better job of telling us where they're going to go with either flags or some kind of markers to let us know.
Yeah.
Well, we could also refer them to staff, because if they're Sudden Valley lots and they review it, they can authorize the plantings versus the ACC.
Okay, for location. And yeah, if need be, absolutely, they're gonna need Sudden Valley. I don't think we'd want them on the right of way, that's for sure. Okay, so I need a motion to defer that one then.
Motion to defer with the comments.
Second.
Okay, that one's deferred. And then I gotta make sure I see my notes. Yeah, normally I make a note if I called. I thought I called them, but I didn't put a note on here, so maybe I did not. Okay, on to the next item. Item number 12, 5 Appaloosa Court. A variance request. By itself. Oh, yeah, I meant this. Okay, so this one is relocating a propane tank. So he's got his propane tank now in his front yard. He's found out, according to a survey, that it's actually not part of his yard. It's in a cul-de-sac. What would be a cul-de-sac? It is currently, you know, dirt and rock, and there's some trees out there and stuff, but it's supposedly part of the cul-de-sac. He wants to downsize his propane tank to go to a quarter, almost a quarter of the size he has now, and then move it over within his property line next to a fence. So it'd be behind a fence, so it's somewhat screened from the road.
So he's got a 500 and wants to go down to what, a 125?
That's correct.
He doesn't even, he can put that right up against his house per code. He doesn't have to set it in his yard.
He's got a place for it only because the line's already there. So he said he's just moving it, like shortening the line. It actually doesn't make a lot of sense to me because it's moving it to me further away from his house, but he's moving it behind his fence.
Yeah, because he'll have to do a 125. Those are usually vertical tanks, and he has to trench.
It is vertical.
Back to his house, and it'll have to be at least 18 inches deep for the trench, which means he'll have to do locates and everything else. If he puts it up against his house, he can put it right up against his meter. And then if he wants to shroud it with bushes or something, he doesn't have to worry about digging or anything. I did the same thing. I got rid of my 500-gallon tank years ago, but
yeah. So what was interesting, so he said, if you look at his things, he said, in the interest of improving curb appeal and maintain civil access, Sudden Valley employees and our propane company suggested the above location. So I'm not sure why they suggested that location, but that's what, and I don't know who with Sudden Valley he met with. I think it was Darren that he met with, but they came up with the location for the thing.
if that's where he wants to put it, I'm okay with it because a 125 is really easy to move if it becomes an issue. I mean, I feel like that's probably a lot of work though, to have to trench and run the hose, you know, rerun a hose.
He was telling me somehow it was going to be easier, but now that you mention it like that, he said, yeah, it was going to be the easiest place and the best location for it. But to me, you're right. I think you needed to, it's going to be a little bit further away.
Yeah, you can put a 125 right against your house, up to 3 of them per code.
All right, we're going to get a motion on this one.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's been approved. Okay, item number 13, 50 Louise View Drive, Gate 5. This one is, oh, is this the paint?
Is that black on black?
Nice color.
I can't read what the colors are.
Exterior alteration request. Planning to paint the
Olympic range
exterior,
green.
which is now light brown color. Oh, they're pre-approved Olympic range green with pre-approved Roycroft copper red on the doors.
Move to approve.
Yeah, I think we have to with a pre-approved. So this is just a formality. Can I get a second?
Second.
I'll second. Or someone can second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's been approved. Item number 14, 7 Wisteria Lane, exterior alteration request. This is a new paint. Pewter green, southwest and east. Taupe tone, all trim. Neutral ground, north side stucco. I did drive out to this one and all I wrote was approved and I didn't put any notes. Apologize for that. Anybody have any questions or comments on the colors? Okay, can we get a motion?
I move to approve.
Okay, Justin moved to approve. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, everybody's in favor. Okay, item 15, we already went over. Item number 16, 7 Huckleberry Court, exterior alteration.
Move to approve.
Second.
I didn't turn the paper yet. Okay.
If your house isn't waterproof, I have a hard time denying that fix.
Oh, this is Chris's place. Yeah, I talked to him actually. Okay. That's, I was like, yeah, I forgot. Okay, very good. So all in favor? I think that was everybody.
Aye.
Yep. Okay, that moved to that's approved. Unanimous. Okay, item number 17, 5 Doe Court. Fence request.
So is that front yard or backyard? I can't really tell. It's
Oh,
backyard, right?
that's backyard. Yes, it's backyard. I met the lady out there. Well, let me make sure it's the same one I met. No variance was needed. Yeah, I measured everything off, so she didn't have any. So usually what I like to do on fence requests, if we do approve them, is I want to make sure that we put the note in there about no barking dogs. You can't just throw your dogs outside, take off to work all day and leave your dogs outside barking. So that should be, we should come up with some kind of verbiage. Maybe Deanna can do that, that we can provide that with every fence approval we do. It's just not a place to throw your dogs outside and go to work.
Well, does she have she's saying 4x4 deco mesh? Is that like hog wire?
That is, that's our approved fencing. That's right out of our appendix. It's more like, yeah, it is, I guess, hog wire and mesh, or I call it like
Those are
concrete mesh.
4x4s. Yeah.
And what she's done too, so she moved it down so it doesn't come all the way to the front of her house like that. So I talked to her about that. She has her electric meters and stuff right there. So she's moving it back down along the side of the house so it doesn't come right out to the edge of the house. I just think it looks a little better. It gives ease for, you know, utility companies to do what they need to do. And so she said she was going to take care of that. She's offered property lines off all the sides. And she's only gone to where it's kind of steep. It starts getting steep in the back, and it's for her dog. She just moved out here. So she's trying to get a place to walk her dog so she can do it easily, let them out and to do their business and then come back up.
How tall is the fence? Because it says that it's going to be stepped.
It says on here 5 foot tall.
Because she's saying 4x4 mesh wire, but then with the steps. So I guess I'm just trying to picture how that's going to work, because that's a pretty steep slope. And she's going to step it every 8 feet. So that means where it's stepped, if it's 2 foot lower in the stepped area, how big are her dogs?
Well, the fence would have to stay, so the fence can't grow taller. So, yeah, and we could say a 48 inch. Yeah, if they're doing 4x4 mesh, you'd think it would only be.
Well, it says, so, and it also says the gates will be constructed of galvanized metal tube frame against a wood post fence. I don't think that's, I don't think that's in our guidelines.
No, typically
remember
we do gates to match.
Yeah, but it says but what she's showing in her quote is that it's gonna be a metal gate, a galvanized metal gate, which is, you know what they look like the, those chain link fence gates is what they look like.
Yeah, I think so. There's been a couple points of interest on that. One is like we want the gates to match the fencing, And a lot of people I've talked to complain that when they do a wood gate, it starts sagging, within a year or two, and it becomes, hard to latch and things like that. So they like to do galvanized just so it holds its form. But I agree with what you're saying. I think it should match, and we don't approve chain link fences. So we have the ability to approve it with certain restrictions, gates to match. No taller than 4 feet.
Yeah, because when I see metal tube frame, that's the round galvanized chain link fence tubing is what that is. It would be really tough to make a wooden 4-foot wide single swing gate. You'd have to really reinforce that. It might need metal reinforcement on top of or below the wood to make it work correctly, because that's a big gate, 4 feet wide.
Oh, her gates, actually, so her gates are gotten smaller, because what I did is when I was out there walking it with her, we pulled it off, so she's exactly 5 foot off her property line, so to not have to issue any variances or be a problem. And so her gates are actually smaller now, so they'll be closer to 36 inch.
Okay.
Just so you know, yeah.
Yeah.
So do we have a problem with her having a 5 foot tall fence?
I don't have, I think the variance for the 5 feet tall would be fine. Just because of the slope. I mean, because I think she's gonna have to step to account for that slope somehow, or do the fence on an angle. And this says that they're gonna step it. But so is she saying, I see the option A, B, and C options. So is option C to be, is that to use, so that's saying the black powder coated deco mesh versus the galvanized. And I think aesthetically, just for view, for neighbors and everybody else, usually the black mesh is a better option because the galvanized breaks your eye line when you're looking. You see the galvanized from 100 feet away, but if it's black, you won't see it at all. It'll be darn near invisible until you get right up on it.
And so you prefer the black?
So yeah, I think the option C is the better one, with the black deco mesh. And then the gates to match that would be even better.
Okay, so on the black, we haven't actually been able, we prefer people to use black. We've been saying that at the last few meetings, that we prefer people to use a black out, and it looks so much nicer. It really does, I have to say. But in our guidelines, I don't think we can tell someone they have to use black. Because right now it's just hog wire, mesh and wood fence.
We could recommend it.
Yeah, right. We could recommend option C.
Yeah, we can definitely recommend, that they use that. And then the gates to match, that we can do. Gates to match fencing. All right, so you're okay with 5 foot tall. We recommend the black mesh and gates to match existing.
No galvanized metal tube frames.
No galvanized metal frames on gates, on any of it. Okay, I get a motion?
Move to approve with comments.
I'll second.
Okay, Justin second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous with comments. Okay, item number 18 and 19. We have 81 Polo Park. It's for a variance request and a fence request. And I got notes on this, so let me turn to it. Hopefully it'll. Okay, I don't know if anyone had a chance to go look at this. This came up like last year, if I remember. They had started a fence back then, so they asked for a fence and they already had fence posts out there. So they're already in the ground and everything. Not all of them, but the beginning by the house. And I just went out there to look this up again, and it's really the same project. So there's some issues. And this is just my opinion, they should be more concerned about the health of the trees in their backyard than they should be about putting a fence up. They have some trees that are in horrible shape in their backyard.
I think he's made this request before. I think he, even back in like 2019 when I was on ACC.
That's what I was saying. I think he did. I recall this. When I went out there and looked at it, I was like, hey, I've been here before. And it was the same thing. The fence posts are already in the ground and.
Yeah, I think we told him, you'd have to look back, but I'm pretty sure we told him that he couldn't do this because of how he was encroaching on the roots and that we weren't going to grant the variance because it would kill the trees. And if the posts and everything have still been there all this time, I would imagine that that's partially what's happening.
Yeah, that's all I made notes on here. You just said this one here, I put no on the left side due to the trees. So no on the variance to me on the left side of the house because of the trees. It's way too close to trees and the trees are in not good shape as it is. And then so the right side, I didn't have that much of an issue with, or the back, I did not have that much of an issue with. But he really has tree concerns. And he already has gates installed and some of the posts. I made notes of that. So he already has his gates on there and some of the posts are, it's like I said, it was the same one that came through. I guess it was in 2019. I don't know if anyone else had a chance to go look at it. I guess not.
Sorry, I was reading it.
No, that's okay. No worries. Yeah, it's kind of one you had to see. So some of the work he started and apparently like in 2019, he sent it in through a request. We went out and looked at it and I can't recall. Richard had better memory than me on that one. And apparently it was denied. And now he's just asking for it again, basically the same thing.
Yeah, I can't remember. He might have even been fined, or we may have recommended fines if he didn't. Because I remember I even went and saw this one. And I remember having great discussions about it where he had already put in the posts. So yeah, if he's just requesting the same thing and not doing anything about it.
Yeah, and all his fence are already on his post, not the fence. So the only thing he had up was the gate. And then the posts are in, like he was starting to go through the back, and then someone said, hey, you need to get approval before doing that. And he's just trying to push the same thing again. And the trees look bad. They're in bad shape there in the back. And I'm not an arborist by any stretch, but I looked at them. I was like, man, you should be worried about these trees and not about putting a fence in.
Well, and where he's putting in the fence on the back, there are houses behind him. He notes green space, but it's not like it's a huge green space lot. It's one of those, 3 foot wide, so you could do a nature trail between all the homes. It's not a huge green space, and he's right up on top of it.
So we want to move, how do you want to move?
I would move to defer until we can determine what happened with his previous request. If this is just identical. And I'd want staff to let us know what happened with the previous request. Like, did he pay fines? Did he work something out? Were there some details that we're not getting?
I do know that this has been brought to you guys 5 times now in the last year.
Say that again?
This has been brought to the ACC 5 times now.
This 81 Polo Park Drive
Yeah,
for the same thing?
yeah.
And what were other, what did they do on the other ones?
If you guys do defer this, I can always send you over the copies of what I have from the previous one. But if you see, like, this one's stamped July 30th. The variance he did just put in, but you can see at the bottom, it says May 2021, so.
I mean, even with the deferral, I'm not going to approve any fence that builds into trees. I've seen that several times in Sudden Valley, and it never fares well for the trees. They all die. And I mean, he's got what, 3 trees in the fence line basically where he has the posts, and then
There's more than that. He's just like drew 3 trees. There's more. It's like amazing back there. I was like, there's no way you're gonna get this fence through those areas without like massively. And the trees are already, like I said, in bad shape. So I can't even see us approving that on that side of that. The other side I didn't have a problem with. And the back, I was like, okay, in the back, I drew a thing, okay, in the back, okay, on the right side, but the left side, there's no way. I said, trees already look to be in bad shape is my actual note. And I made a big circle around numerous trees there. So I don't know how we proceed with that. Maybe we demand he has an arborist report prior to procedure.
Well, he needs to get approval to remove the trees as well, for the significant ones anyway. And we need to know what the other determinations have been, if he just keeps resubmitting, hoping it's going to get approved. But I would say, especially if he hasn't been approved and he submitted it 5 times in the past year, we should also defer to staff for possible fines. I mean, there should be some compliance issues if he just keeps pushing to get this done and doesn't modify or pull the stakes out or something to help restore the health of the trees there.
All right, so Deanna, let's make one note for sure that the arborist report needed prior to proceeding with any future fence request. I think that would cover any neighboring homes too. The trees are huge. And they're, like I said, in bad shape already. And then also, we need to know, this is just for your level, we need to know what happened on the previous requests that were denied. Did he get fined? What penalties did he face, if any? Because he started without our approval to begin with, without ACC approval. So right now, we're saying we're denying until the arborist report. If an arborist can somehow state that your trees are, I'd like an arborist report to see the trees, because I feel for the homeowners that live by this guy or this woman, whoever it is, that these trees are in danger already as it is, and digging post holes next to them is certainly not going to help the situation. So can we get a motion on that then?
Are we moving to defer it for all the comments there?
I would say motion to deny until an arborist report has been received with his next request.
So, okay, so I'll move to deny with comment, with all the comments that we made.
Does that make sense, Joe Jean, or no?
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. And Deanna, you got the comments, right?
Yes.
All right, yeah, I don't want to keep putting the guy off. I want to get him moving in some direction. So if you know, hopefully he can understand that he needs an arborist report to say, and I don't think an arborist would tell him, hey, you can blow right through those trees. There's so many. I was surprised he could even try to get a fence through there. So it would be interesting. But at least he will respond to us, hopefully. And so that's a denial for both requests, for his variance and his fence request.
Got it.
At this time. Okay, moving on to item number 20, 82 Polo Park Drive, exterior alteration.
I move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, we're on, this page. All right, our last one, 75 Louise View Drive. Fence request. Let's see, my notes were just approved with notes. Let me take a look. Tree roots, corner pile dirt around trees, cannot. Must watch roots. Oh, this guy. So yeah, you guys got a good packet on this. You got some pictures. This is a new home that was built, I think last year he finished it. And I see what he's doing. It's not like hugely extravagant. He's kind of up on a little perch. I didn't see like a big deal. I just made some notes on here. This is only for my own stuff. I cannot pile dirt around trees and tree roots. So he's adding some infill, right? Because he's trying to level out a little spot outside his deck area. So, and also, as we tell most fence people when they're doing a fence, be cognizant of tree roots and so forth when you're digging your footings. You may need to relocate little by little.
Well, but isn't that lot curved on the corner?
It is on a corner.
Where he's wanting to do the fence, isn't that out over his property line?
I could not see his marker right where he's at. It seemed to me.
Well, he's got the printout with his property line on it, or well, the estimated property line. Because I recall this house being built and remembering that we had to do some variances for the setbacks. Yeah, in fact, his next form, this form is an addendum. The one corner of the fence is approaching the setback line. It's very difficult to measure because of the drop off. I think he's going well over his property line at that point. And if he builds a retaining wall there too, that's going to be well over as well.
Yeah, that's a good point, Richard. I think I had a lot of conversation with this guy too, via email.
I mean, I'll be honest, I don't like that he's building a fence that's going to be clearly visible from the street, but I see what he's saying. It's just the way they put that house in there. I know this corner really well. So I sympathize with him, but it's going to be really tough considering where his property line is and where the rights of way are to, at least with the plan he has drawn.
Yeah, and based on
I mean, a third of his fence is not on his property, based on what I'm looking at.
I would have to agree with you. Yeah, he's way off, and I explained that. So I sent him a lot of emails too, saying, look, I don't like holding anybody up on anything. So make sure you know where your property is. If you need a variance, and I see he submitted a variance in the next week's agenda in case it's needed for this.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just saying in case we have to determine, and actually they are supposed to determine that. He needs his property corner staked, marked. He needs to know where he's putting his fence and then saying, yep, I need a variance and this is why I'm submitting it. Well, and in this case, it would be block wall.
And he also, he needs an agreement with Sudden Valley
Yep.
for that wall and fence to be put onto that right of way. That there has to be an agreement between Stafford, the SVCA, and him in order to have a permanent structure there, because a wall would be considered permanent.
Well, this one will, because yeah, it's retaining wall.
Yeah. Especially if he's gonna backfill that much. There was a quote for backfill. I forgot how many yards were on there, but it was quite a bit.
All right, so what's our motion on this?
I think we have to defer until we get clarification on property stakes and on approval from SVCA on whether or not he can even build on that section. Yeah, 15 yards of clear crushed gravel. That's a lot.
All right, so Deanna, so this one will be deferred until the property owner can stake his property. We need to know where his property's boundaries are. And so that's what I told him, that the boundary isn't from the edge of pavement, because he was saying, well, I'm 23 back from the street. And I said, I get that, but it's from your property marker, not from the street.
Yeah.
Your property corner, there's a 20-foot setback, so.
And he's,
Got it.
like I said, I know that property's curved in that area. It's a beautiful house though.
Yeah, it is, it is. Okay, well, that takes care of this agenda. I really want to, we got a couple things to talk about, but I really want to thank you guys for stepping up, man, and helping us out.
I have a question. I have a number 22 on my list.
Oh,
2 Kinglet Circle.
Court. Yeah, 2 Kinglet Court.
Oh, yeah.
hang on, what?
Did we already do that one? I think that's one of the ones we did.
2 Kinglet Court. I do not have that one.
It's 23 on the list I have.
Yeah, it's just pinned at the very end. It's an exterior alteration.
Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, in the latest packet that we had sent, once the new members were on, I did add the 2 Kinglet and it was an amendment from last time.
What is it?
Add a brick wall 16 foot by 4 foot on the left side of the driveway to support an eroding embankment. See picture. They got a picture of what they're wanting to do.
I did not see that. I see it on here now. Let me, on this one. This one had pictures with it. This came through before, I thought. Did anyone by chance get to go look at this? So he's got trees right there? No, just one tree?
Yeah, it looks like he's wanting to build the wall in front of the tree, but then backfill.
Yeah, 4 foot.
Based on the picture.
Supporting eroding embankment. Light sheen white post.
It also says it's going to be in the right of way.
Yeah, because that's the ditch. He'd have to be cutting into the ditch and remove all those ferns that are currently there to backfill that. And if it's going to be 4 foot high, it needs to be engineered. So it needs to have a quote and engineering plans for that.
Well, if it's gonna be 4 feet or under, it's okay.
Oh, yeah, sorry, that's right. Under 4 feet, my bad.
Yeah, but so I did not see this one.
I think we need to, I'd move to defer this until we get our questions answered there.
You know, I mean, he shouldn't be building a wall in the right of way anyway.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. In the ditch there, he'd need approval from Sudden Valley. And it looks to me like he's just trying to level out his front yard. I mean, he builds a wall off the driveway there and then backfills it with gravel and drainage, he's just leveling out the front yard.
All right, I can't print this one. Why won't it let me print? All right, so yeah, I have not seen this one. I do see it on my computer now, but I have not, it's not in my pack. That's my bad there. All right, so I will get a copy of that one. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna defer it?
Yes. No.
All right, Deanna, you got that? So 2 Kinglet Court will be deferred. What item number is that one you guys are calling it?
The thing I'm looking at, it's 23.
It's 22 on my list.
Yeah, I have a 23 on my computer one, so that's funny. In my packet, item 23 was 21 Hawksville Place, new construction. All right, item number 23. Item number 23, 2 Kinglet.
Actually, it's 22 also. Item number 22.
Okay, Kinglet Court, and then Deanna will send. It's deferred. Okay. Until we can actually go out and look at it and get verification. All right. On to are we all done with this meeting then? I'd like to go on to new business if we could real quick. I know it's been long and I appreciate you guys hanging in there. Typically, I try to keep the meetings as short as possible, run through them as quick as possible if we don't have a lot of conversations and debating on it. So I apologize today. We had a lot of new constructions. For now on, I think we're done with the new constructions for this year. I maybe could have one more, but I don't see how. We have an agenda. So we're still one agenda behind because we missed the August 26th meeting was missed due to lack of quorum. So today's meeting really covered the August 26th pack. Is that correct? August 19th, excuse me, August 19th packet. So we had that meeting now today to cover those people. And now we have a new agenda that should have been today that we didn't get to. It was only 11 items. I haven't gone to look at any of them yet. So I'm hoping we can kind of do that real quick and maybe have a meeting next week sometime to kind of just get that cleared up, and then we'll be back onto our regular schedule. I don't know how everyone feels about that.
It'd be fine with me.
Okay.
That works for me too.
Which day next week?
Well, that's the thing. We could pick a day that works as long as Deanna can give out 48 hours notice and gives you time to actually go out and do the tour. There's only, I could see 3 tree requests and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 alteration requests. So it seems like it should be, you know, pretty easy to do. We could do it, today's Thursday. We could do it as early as Monday if the weekend worked for everybody, or we could do it next Friday or whatever works for you guys. And unfortunately, we don't have everyone here right now. We're missing.
Monday's a holiday.
Oh, Monday's a holiday. Okay. Take out Monday.
I'm busy in the morning all next week.
You're free all next week in the morning?
I'm busy.
Oh, you're busy. Okay. And we could do it anytime. We could do it 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We could do it at 6 in the evening, if that works for people. It should go pretty quick.
I can do Tuesday afternoon.
So can I.
That's fine with me.
Okay, we're gonna need five of us. We got 4. I'm sure I could get Chad to call in even if he had to. I just need to let everybody know. So Tuesday afternoon, you guys think what, 3 o'clock or something, or?
That sounds good.
It's okay with me.
Let Richard check his schedule. I'm gonna check the weather on.
Yeah, it works.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
I'm good.
good golf day or good boating day? Oh, it's gonna be 79. Oh, but it'll be a quick meeting. So what time you guys think? What time did we say?
You said 3.
3 o'clock work?
Works for me.
Okay. We'll do 3 p.m. Deanna, did you get that?
Yep, Tuesday at 3 p.m.
Does that work for you?
Yes.
Okay, Tuesday, 3 p.m. It should be quick. Let's hope it's a nice, quick one. We'll get these things done and out of our way, and then we'll be back to a regular schedule on our 3rd Thursday of this month.
When can we get a copy of the packet?
I thought you already had those.
I hadn't sent them out because we hadn't set a scheduled date, so I'll switch the
Oh.
date on those packets. I know you have one already, Keith, because we printed it out, but
Yeah.
the date needs to be switched and the time.
Or you
So-
can print them out for us?
Yeah, I can have them ready. If you give me an hour, I'll have it all finished up and ready.
I'll see you this afternoon.
Sounds good.
All right, guys, if that's it, then I'm going to call this meeting to an end at 12:23 p.m.
Sounds perfect.
Hey, I really do want to thank you guys. It's such a help for the community. They've been waiting to hear responses on these things, so it really is a big thing, and I appreciate it. And
Happy
then,
to be
hey,
a part of it.
if anyone wants to go out like in a tour together, we can always get together through email or something like that. I kind of go out whenever I can, but I know Joe, I haven't been out with the whole group of people doing it. I've been always going by myself, so.
You know, when you just, after I get my packet this afternoon, send me I can go on a tour with you, and I prefer going with someone.
Yep, you bet.
I can rearrange stuff except for the appointments I have in the morning, but they're pretty early in the morning. So, you know, if you're going to go sometime, send me a text or something and see if I'm available.
Okay, you got it, guys. We can all hook up. Thank you again. I appreciate it.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
What's up?
Thank you, Deanna.
Thank you all.